Good morning, traders. I hope you guys are ready for another action-packed trading day. We had another one yesterday. A lot of stocks moving right out the open. Today, we're getting a little bit of a bounce. The question is the bottom in or not? We'll talk all about that right here on live trading. You guys do us a favor. Get it started right and hit that like. Let's go. Welcome to it. Live trading with Benzinga. Who wants it? 21? Split them. Let's get that chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Good morning, traders. It's good to see you guys all joining in on the chat. That's what it's all about. Let's enjoy it. Get that chicken dinner. Let's go, Tiger Woods. I know you're all about them chicken dinners. Let's get after it. Let's bring on the guys to the show. Ryan and Zunaid. Looks like Zunaid is not in space anymore, guys. We're not getting the UFO sighting
Nice.
camera angle anymore. It looks like he nailed it
The
down.
bird's eye view. The bird's eye view.
Yeah, the bird's eye view. You can't go wrong with a little bird's eye view, right?
Yeah, no, not at all, man. Good morning to you. Good morning to the chat. This way. That's where my camera is now. Good morning to you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You sounding good, man. Got you all rolling. You guys are ready for the markets. Let's go ahead and share our screens here. Make sure we're ready to go. Looks like, of course, my man, Ryan looks like he's ready. You know what? I'm going to lead with Ryan today. You know, we normally go with Zunaid. Let's lead with Ryan. What's up, Ryan? What are you looking at today?
Not much. What's going on? What's going on, chat? See a lot of returning faces today. That is great. We are going to go out there and get that chicken dinner today, without a doubt. First of all, I can't remember who did it yesterday. Massive shout out to whoever was shouting Bumble in the chat yesterday. We ended up not trading it. However, they had a great earnings and they are trading up here this morning. So if you were trading that and you held that overnight, congratulations. Make sure that you lock something in there. That was a great trade. But looking forward here to today, a lot of these small cap stocks have really been hot. So we're going to do the exact same strategy we've been doing for several days. We're going to look for stocks that are moving on abnormal volume, and we are going to try to capture whatever type of momentum move that they put in. So I got a few here that we're going to take a look at right out of the gate. I'm probably going to stay away from Sunshine Biopharma. This is the one that's up the most. Again, you can get these every morning very easily by using your movers tool combined with your details tool. Probably going to avoid this one, but we'll watch it and see what happens. DRCT, I feel like this one can really get nuts. This is actually carved out an excellent range. Would love to see this come back in towards 220, 215-ish, find some footing and then take off. So we're going to be watching this one. We're going to be watching, I'm going to skip Moho and I'm going to skip AREB, and then TS, we are going to watch. If this thing gets some volume, this thing can really move. We actually might see double digits here under the right circumstances. It has a news catalyst. AST Space Mobile shares are trading higher after the company announced it signed a multi-launch agreement with SpaceX. So pretty cool news there. We're going to go ahead and watch those. We're also going to watch the scanner during the day. Last one here I want to cover is EOSE. This one actually made some great trades yesterday. This has had unusual volume the past couple of days, and here we are gapping up again. So this is another energy company. EOS Energy shares are trading higher after the company announced it entered into a master supply agreement with Bridgelink Commodities for proposed storage projects across Texas. I don't necessarily know what that catalyst means, but it's clearly driving the stock. The stock has already been moving on abnormal volume, so we're going to wait again here for a support level for this one. I'd love to see this come back into 390, even a little bit of more of a dip. 385 would be really awesome, and then we'll take a stab on it back through 4. Otherwise, we're just going to watch the scanner throughout the course of the day. Markets up big today, so it's going to be harder to find relative strength with everything being up. The other thing we want to watch for, Mitch, is the reversal time that you have. I certainly don't want this market to give back all of the gains that we had here on the gap up. Great to see the VIX coming back down. We're still above 30. We'll see where we go from here.
Cheers to that, guys. Pinky on up. Let's get to the market. What is my tech man looking at? Zunaid, what's up in the tech world?
I'm going to talk about tech here in a minute. I want to go ahead and talk about Oxy here as my alert did go off as it's close to 50 bucks.
Oh, oil guy. What's up?
Yeah, oil guy with the, we got to go ahead and connect this. I'm going to share my password here. Let's see how that works. A little tricky. Somebody going to hack in? All right, we're good there. Let me go ahead and set an alert here that, hey, we're going to buy 100 shares here live, and I'll put this into E-Trade later on as well. But anyway, there's the alert for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at AMD. This baby wanted to bounce, boing, right at 100. Gave you a nice little move there. I did not get a chance to play this, unfortunately, but I did grab it off of VWAP later on. So what am I going to look at it now? Definitely want to see if this can break out, because if this breaks out over 110, I'm going to grab a little bit of size, have it go to 111, come back, and that's where we position ourselves in. Have it kind of test that breakout. You can see 110 was resistance. That's going to be another resistance spot so far here. If it does come all the way back down, I'm going to look to enter around maybe 106. So I'm going to go ahead and set my alert right there. And that's the game plan for AMD. On CEI, got a chance to play this. Well, would you look at that? Dollar bounce right there perfectly. Not sure if I'll grab the same amount of size as I did last time, but I am going to go ahead and buy, let's just say, yeah, that's what I bought yesterday. So we're going to buy that at 103. Again, stop loss for that one would probably end up being about 10 cents. So let me go ahead and put that right about there. So that's that play on CEI. Again, just a dollar bounce. Hopefully it works out for us and on the profit side. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft looks like the 270 level is support, but you can also see 284 is going to end up acting as resistance. So for me, I want to see it break out of 284, excuse me. And then if it goes up, comes back down, test it. That's where I will be a fan of that one. And of course, if any small caps want to take my money today, then we will figure it out. But I was able to crawl back, thankfully, to D-Dog. They, speaking of which, they had some unusual options. I think they were in the millions. I have to go back and check exactly what it was. But I will be keeping an eye on D-Dog as well. 125 is a level where I'd be interested in getting in this one. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys, going to go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to take a look at some of the stocks that I'm going to watch today. Today's going to be one of those days where I think you got to be a little bit more reactionary than into the open. Into the open yesterday, I was a little bit more like, let's get some early trades on. Today, I'm going to be a little bit more kind of wary about what's happening right now. I think that this is going to be the, and I don't mean to be kind of the bearer of bad news, but I think this is going to be the last like dead cat bounce we're going to get. I think we'll get one more bounce on up before we really flush through the bottom. So I'm going to actually be looking for some positive moves today out the gate and just see if the SPY can hold any gains today. That's what I think that it could happen today. You could get a push, but really nobody knows what's going to happen today. And so to me, I feel like I'm just going to be more reactionary. Don't have exact stocks to look at. If I do have an area to look at, I'm going to be looking at basic materials. But before I get into the stocks, I want to give you guys a little bit of promotion that's going to come up later today on Money Mitch. We're going to be having and celebrating International Women's Day. So you guys join us. We have some great traders that are going to be talking, and they're all three options traders. So if you guys like options, definitely tune on in, guys. The women of the futures will have Swing Pony, Mossy Trades, and Honeydew joining us on Money Mitch. That's later at 4:30 today. So come on in and hear some stories about how other traders have found success. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some of the stocks today and see what we're looking at. One of the ones that I mentioned is, of course, we saw ZIM really start moving here in kind of off their earnings, right? This is a shipper, right? And so I'm going to look for some other shippers to kind of follow today in sympathy. So stocks like MATX, you guys can look at that one. I do like the trade on that one. Why? Because if you see here, we made a run up prior to this, now pulled back about a week here, 9 days here on the pullback. It's about 7 candles there. And we're going to look for this to come back up through the 108s today, get up there towards the 112. I think this could move, especially based off the sympathy. It had a couple of pullback days, had a good looking strong chart. Now you get another stock in the industry to have a good day. Could just follow, right? We'll see what happens on that one. That's MATX. Another two that I'd give out is KEX here, Kirby Corp. This one also looks very strong. Looks like it's holding the breakout pullbacks of, let's say, over here towards the 67.80s or 67. Look for a break above 73s today. We'll see if that can keep going. And the last one I'd give is GOGL, Golden Ocean Group. If you look here, the stock had pushed on up, pulled back, then started making 3 highs here. Now we're going to look for that last support hold pullback for it to take out that 13 today. That's not a bad one to take a look at. And let me start taking a look at some other ones. Infrastructure is definitely where I'm starting to point out that I think people are missing the trade. Sometimes people miss trades early. Then they hear about it when unfortunately CNBC starts bringing it up. But we're not going to do that. We're going to bring a little bit earlier here. I've been watching this cat before this candle happened. Early on the monthly candle, that's when I started pointing it out. We were on the support. Now look where we're at on CAT. We're almost to the resistance, the 221. I think we can make our way up there. We still have a little room here. Of course, you can look for pullbacks. I say closer towards 200 if you missed the move already. But I say you keep these on watch, because if there's any stocks that I think in the long run, let's say Q2, Q3, I think could get moving, it's infrastructure stocks. So you guys know how I like to be a little bit further out and look at these swing trades types. I think these are some that you watch. DE is another one that I'm saying I expected the pullback from the high because it was already on the breakout mode. And now you're looking at that monthly candle. It's pulling back to a good level. I'd look for 360s on DE to see if you get that move back up there towards 400. Big support underneath it at 342s. We'll keep watch on these industrials. Let's go to some of the oil names that I'm watching today, and I'm going to quickly run through these here. So charts like BORR. I'm going to put the hourly chart so you guys can see why I'm keeping these on watch. Just because they went sideways yesterday doesn't mean they can't break out today. I'm going to be watching some of these stocks to see if they get a nice lift. So like, let's say this one above 350 BORR. You got HP you can take a look at. You can take a look at RIG. These are all oil and gas drilling stocks that had really good pre-market looks that didn't make moves yesterday that I think could follow through today, especially if you start seeing a push. Now, if you see a huge dump off at the open, just be careful. Just let them go. Now, of course, solar stocks. Solar stocks yesterday, we talked about these before the open. 2 of these made over 20% moves just from yesterday. So yesterday alone, with 2 of the plays given, you could have made 40% returns on your account. So definitely keep this on watch. Hit the like button if you guys are enjoying us giving different industries and giving you guys some trading ideas to go off of. Really, I think Sol is one that could pull back towards 650, then take off again. Yesterday, I had this one going to 750, but another one, right? Max N. That was one that I gave through that 1184. Look where we went. We went all the way to 14 on that one from the breakout of 1184. That was a monster move. Max N, solar stocks. What are some other stocks you guys can watch? We're going to be watching all of them in the solar area, but if there's certain ones that I'd watch today is like ENPH, a leader that did do a move yesterday, but not a massive move. Look for it to continue today through the 185s. We'll see if it gets on up there. That's ENPH. Today, I definitely think you look at some of the bigger stocks, because if the market stays up, you're going to see a big push in some of these bigger stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA. They're all off support. And so what this does is that since they're oversold and they're being pushed down, any momentum up quickly in the SPY or in the Qs are going to drive these types of stocks. So just keep this on watch today. If you see quick drives in the overall market, you could catch some sympathy by playing a couple of these plays. Maybe not only one of them. Maybe you diversify in a basket of like high risk on, high quality names. Like I would say, Apple, Tesla. You can include NVIDIA, AMD in there, Microsoft. I would take a look at maybe a stock like even Cisco coming back today that's had a nice sideways action time. So stocks like that are the ones that I think could get quick lifts today. Does it mean it's going to last for, let's say, 2 or 3 days? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but today you can ride on that momentum. All right, that's going to do it for me. I got plenty more that I could talk about, but I'll go to stocks from the chat. So you guys throw up some tickers and let's start nailing those down. Looks like we got a lot of people joining us. Good morning to a lot of people out there. I can't even say good morning to everybody. That's what I like to see. Loving that everybody's even saying good morning. I mean, let's just be honest. How often do you go into a stream and even see that? So everybody, let's work together. Let's try to find some trades. If you guys got catalysts you're looking for, definitely throw it on up. All right, let's go ahead. Jude said, should have got it at 100. There you go. AMD, we'll see what happens on AMD. It's definitely a hard one, and we'll see if it gets back through that 100, right? Both levels, I think, are really important, whether you're bouncing off of that, trying to catch the bottom, or you're shorting below that. We'll see what happens there. Nick says AMD is his favorite long-term hold. Can't blame you for that. I mean, I remember when AMD was like $13. So
yeah, I like it. I like it long-term too.
And Nick, I've got that sheet coming for you. I'm waiting on my team to get back to me. I know we exchanged some DMs.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, Mossy Trader coming up. All right, let's get to it. What stocks are being mentioned? CEI, not 9. All right, so CEI is one that definitely we'll watch to see if it gets back. To me, I'm only watching it if it gets back towards 150. To me, I'm not going to be watching this one if it doesn't get back to 150. Yesterday, I was able to sell some of it at 180 and then sold the rest of it break even at that 160. And until it gets back above 150, not even going to look at CEI. I like 9 a little bit better. Why? Because it just faded immediately yesterday. It didn't even give us a chance to kind of take this trade. And so I'm looking for these 1 hourly attempts to break out above, let's say 550 is where I'll pay attention to this. If it doesn't get there, I just don't even take a look at it. I think that's the important approach here. All right, let's go to all of this old gold. I think gold is actually might make a pullback today. Just to give you guys some insight on how I'm feeling on gold, I think we might get a little bit of a pullback. We've had some pretty good extension the last couple of weeks. So just be careful if you do see a pullback in gold today. And also for that being mentioned, you could see a potential pullback in coal today. Why? I think a lot of it has to do more of the buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. We're finally gotten to that sell the news where we already got as pretty much as bad as it's going to get, at least in talks wise, I think, for supply with Russia. We're cutting it off pretty much here. So from now, I think that you're going to maybe see a little bit of a dip. I'd be looking for moves closer towards 20 to find support and then coming back in BTU. Any names you see out there that you want to touch, Ryan?
From the chat, you mean?
Yeah.
I like that we went over AMD. I'm going to stay away from Tesla. Let me see. Actually, let's take a look at AMBA. Trader John was asking about AMBA. Let's pull that one up here because this is actually, I was trading the semis recently.
I remember when I was trading, when I first found out about this stock, a lot of Ambarella taught me. And the reason I learned about Ambarella because when I was in school, I learned about this term, underlining assets. And why that's so important. Always look at technologies and let's say products and see if there's an underlying asset or maybe a chip that runs that product or something like that. That's how I found Ambarella. They used to run all the GoPros. I think that GoPro kind of switched from their chip. But ever since they got away from GoPro, which was over here, look what has happened since the stock. It actually ripped on up. It has all the way come back down below those levels now. So I kind of pay attention to this. I'm wondering if this is finding some monthly support. And yep, you can clearly see, yep, what is this? Monthly support right underneath it here that you're running into. So it's not a bad level to go off of, right? Gives us at least a risk spot down there towards 90.26. So that's kind of the level I'd be looking at. If it breaks that, I definitely get on out. If you want to use that as a bogey today, hey, power to you. Is there any news on this today?
On AMBA, let me check here for you.
Yeah. Let's just see if this is news or this is just kind of technically bouncing off the bottom there.
Nope. No news this morning.
Hey, so I say you could maybe even use today's low, $90. If you wanted to take a shot on that, there's nothing wrong with that, right? At least you have your risk and reward. But like always, guys, make your own financial decisions. Let's keep going. Let's look at TSM. Let Zunaid look at TSM.
Sure, let's
Zunaid,
do it. So if you've got TSM pulled up here, immediately I'm going to try to see what it did around $100. And you can see it acted as resistance a little bit. Look, little wacky resistance. But then when it came back and retested it, you can see that it bounced off of $100. So what do we do now? You can see that this 103 is acting as resistance. Now it's above it in pre-market. I don't necessarily have a great clean read on this. Let me go to the daily real quick. You've got, all right, so here's a line for us about 108. Let me go ahead and smack that in there. Look at that support that 108 has been so many times. Once, twice, well, actually a few times in there. 3, 4. So more than 4 to 7 times. So now if you're going to try to play this, let's go back to the hourly here. If you're going to try to play TSM, you can possibly see for a breakout over 105, have a retest of 105, and then try to take it to the 108s. I'll be honest, that's not much room for me personally to play the breakout unless we get over 108, and then we can try to go. Like, there just seems to be $2-3 resistance in this one for me. I would possibly try to play this one around $100 or so on TSM. I believe we may have tried to play this actually a few days ago. I'm not quite sure. We play a few different tickers. But yeah, that's the read that I have. Mitch, Ryan, if you guys have anything else that you see, please enlighten me. And we are about to hit the bell.
Yeah, 30 seconds here until we open. So good luck to everyone here. Zunaid, one of the things I'd like to see is TSM clear out what 104.50, or let's just call it 105, right? I'd like to get back above 105 and then build, even if we traded sideways. We're in an immediate downtrend here on heavy sell volume. So I want to see that reverse before I think that this is a multi-day swing higher.
Yeah. And I agree with someone in the chat. I think I'd rather just play AMD at that point. It just.
Yeah, and Nick brings up a good point. The Taiwan situation, the fear of the Chinese intervention. That's big. That's something to consider. All right, good luck, everyone.
Let's do this thing, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's get after it. Like always, team. If you guys see a big stock making moves, go ahead and throw it up in the chat. A little bit later today, around 11, we'll have beginner trading joining us. So let's get after the market and see what we can do today. All right, guys. So like always, one of the things that I like to do is pay attention to what opens up from the change daily. Right now, consumer cyclicals, technology, and financial services are in the lead. So in consumer cyclical, what department is up or what industry? So I have right now footwear and accessories taking off, leisure taking off, and luxury goods. This is interesting. So take a look at some of these names today. We'll see what is making moves here. Looks like you got Nike up 5% on the day here. So just to kind of point that out, you got Nike. What's another one you can take a look at here? FL, Foot Locker. Foot Locker also up about 1.24, close to the VWAP if you're taking a look at that kind of trade there. Might take a look at that Foot Locker. I like that attempt right here.
ASTS broke beneath the VWAP here on right on the opening move. So I'm still watching this because I feel like that SpaceX news can move it. I got a VWAP of 846 and we broke that. I got 843 here on TradingView. About the same thing. We broke that to the downside. So no trade until this actually sets up yet.
All right, looking to see if Foot Locker is going to take off. It has a long-term bearish pattern, short-term bullish pattern there on Foot Locker. We'll see what happens there. I'm looking to see if this VWAP is going to hold, start pushing on up there. Hourly chart has a bearish pattern here, but if it gets above that 31 today, it could squeeze. You know what? I do like this attempt here. See if I can get a pull back to 30s right now.
I'm seeing NVIDIA pop off. Damn it, I missed. It was too quick of a move. All right, NVIDIA is over 225. Let me go to pop that baby up right here. what calls are coming in? It looks like the 230s are coming in.
AREB long. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Long
go ahead.
150 on AREB. There was a huge block here that they started taking down. This is just like what we were trading yesterday, hoping that it pops here higher. I think the next spot here is going to be about 160. Stopped at 57 right here. Actually going to take this and wait for this to set up again here. So I was actually hoping for more of a pop here. One of the reasons, by the way, I'm closing that so early here is because I actually think we're going to come back down to 150. It's going to give me another chance to reload. We saw yesterday what happens when stocks are pulled way too quickly. You can often be under here. It actually felt like that's exactly what was going to happen, and buyers are taking over here. So it looks like I actually traded out of this a little too quickly here around the open, but I'm going to wait for this one to set up again. Looks like the next spot, now that we're above VWAP, if we continue to build, it looks like 160 and then maybe 164 are going to be the next spot here. If we get the exact same thing where there's like an L2 in here, or a big offer here on the L2, I'm going to go ahead and join in and snap that. This one obviously still moving, should have stayed in here. I'm actually going to count this as a loss. Yeah, see, here's the big move that I was waiting for. I was just way too quick on the exit here. So if you guys took this, if you're in this now, I think trimming and trailing is probably a good idea. I'm 0 for 1 as far as I'm concerned today.
Let's see. NVIDIA has come down a little bit. I'm going to take a crack at, let me see where the contracts are at. I'm going to take a starter size, small size here for me. I'm going to go ahead and take the, come on, give me a fill. I'm going to go ahead and take the 225 calls on NVIDIA expiring this week. I got filled at $4.95. That's the 225 calls expiring this week on NVIDIA. I got filled at $4.95. You can see the pop. I see options coming in for 230. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but my risk off is probably going to be the break of 222. If I am wrong, I'm expecting to lose about 35% of this contract. By the way, it looks like I did go ahead and get filled on CEI. You can see that on TradingView right there. Got filled at 102, currently trading at 105. The VWAP is a little funky, so I'm going to try to take some profits here at 109 if I can. And of course, I'll let you know if I get filled, but you see that being moved down there. I'm about 3 cents away from profit taking on that.
All right, trying to get in here on FL. Still haven't gotten the fill there. Had an order out at 30/30s, but no fill there for me in FL. Do like the trade there. All the stocks and footwear and accessories going on up. So I'm trying to catch a laggard type of trade there in Foot Locker, but you see the rest of them taking off. Stocks like Skechers up 6% today, Nike up 6%, making pushes. So trying to get an entry here, but we'll see if I get a fill here. No pullback fill there. I'm not going to get the fill, guys, probably. I had the order out there. The spread was in between my entry. It just never got there, Phil. So hey, if I miss FL here, it is what it is, but I like that VWAP there.
NVIDIA trying to figure out what to do around VWAP. I want this 10-minute candle to close above 225. We've got about 4 minutes left to go. Contracts are right at break even, and there is my fill, by the way, on CEI. You can see it on TradingView. I'll go ahead. On TradingView, there's my trade station. We go to account summary, and you can see realized gains, $105. Right there on that. And there's a quick little scalp. Again, just $100 bounce. Same exact thing that we played yesterday is what I played today. Could I have taken it for a little bit longer? Yeah, but I just wanted a quick little scalp in the morning, and that's exactly what we got.
All right, long here, long on Foot Locker. Just got that 30/30 fill. 30/29 fill.
And real quick, let me just finish up the list. So this is actually what I wanted to avoid when I closed my trade early. It looked like it was going to go right back through the 150 spot, which had a huge sell wall. You can see that the offer is now growing on the offer side, and it's growing beneath where I actually bought it. So unfortunately, I was just too quick here. This trade actually worked. It was a great little scalp through 150, but I was out for 2 pennies. This thing ended up going 18 cents. So just if hopefully this sets up again. You can see they're really taking some of these larger offers here. So if we approach this high about at 168, this one's another risk on trade here. I exited this way too early. This trade ended up working out. We'll keep an eye out for something else just like this.
Did anyone in the chat take CEI? I'm curious if anyone in the chat took it. as now it's at $1.12. See, $1.12 was near VWAP, and that would have been a great spot to try to take your profits. But I was afraid of that 110 acting as resistance as it did in pre-market. But if y'all took it in the chat, let us know if you tried to scalp it, still holding it. Again, I'm trying to play these small caps or micro caps, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the float and all that is, or the market cap on them is, but NVIDIA, you're currently at break even. If you're uncomfortable with your sizing or anything like that, you can try to get out here for maybe 1% or break even. But you've still got NVIDIA hanging out around 224. Why I said it like that, I don't know. By the way, Jeff Deeds, appreciate the feedback that you gave us, man, on the squawk. I did call out Datadog on the option squawk as well. Jeff, let me know if you played Datadog or not, because that stock is up from 125 to 135 now. I'm seeing like a $10 move. Let me know if you played that, Jeff.
All right, guys, about to add to this Foot Locker trade and try to get this through the high here. All right, just added there. Now I got 30.26 here on Foot Locker. Let's see if it takes out 30.50 on the way up.
Here, I can put it up. Is it FL? I think that's
FL.
That's a ticker,
FL.
right? There you go.
FL.
A part of me feels like Wolf of Wall Street whenever I know the tickers, you know. But then I feel like a dyslexic individual if I try to go to Apple and I'm like AAPLE.com and it's like, do you not know how to spell Apple?
Looks like INDO halted. I just want to put that out there. Appreciate you, chat, bringing that up. Zim moving, says Chermo. Well, how's Zim moving? Let me see. Take a look at that right quick. Zim, yeah, it's back above VWAP. Does look interesting there. Let's take a look at some of those shipping names today. Shipping imports. Zim leading a course, ship right behind it. That's a fast mover and a parabolic stock. Just be careful on that one, guys. I want to definitely call out a warning on that. SB is another one. Got a pump right out the gates, but now has very low volume, so just be careful about that. Somebody took huge trade there right out the gates.
What? Which ticker?
SB. 163,000 shares off of the 931 candle, and then you see no volume come in it. That was somebody taking a big shot, probably holding their breath right now.
All right, you're up about 12% on those NVIDIA contracts. I wanted it to be above 225 on the close. We did go ahead and get that barely. Please scale out. You're up about 12% on this one. Do not let this go red. If you're in heavier sizing, this is your chance to exit green. All right, trying to play the bottom on AREB, Ryan? At
no,
142?
BBIG off Nick's call in the chat, but it's moving too slow. I'm not sticking around unless it really gets going. I saw that it looks like Nick actually Nick made a quick 35 on that. I was trying to play that. We've seen BBIG go absolutely bonkers before, but nothing great here. It wouldn't take out 234. So I basically got a penny out of it.
I was focusing on your AREB, which is hanging out around low of day, which is 140s. That's what I thought you were trying to play. Mitch, I've got your Foot Locker here up as well.
Yeah, I'm just watching it. I'm keeping a close eye on it right now, guys. It's balancing out here. I needed to get that volume back above VWAP. Dun, dun, dun.
Kendra Duke saying BBIG at resistance. Exactly. I was actually hoping that the resistance was going to get rolled and that it was going to pop above that and produce another quick opportunity for me to trade that. It didn't do that, so I got out. Again, doesn't necessarily mean that it won't work. It's just that my patience level is not high enough to hold through that yet.
All right, let's see if we can get back up through the trend line on FL. There's a trend line from the top pop now. We would get back through the 30.50s if we can do that. There's a further resistance in the pre-market at 30.75. That's really what I'm targeting here. That's 50 cents on the upside, risking about 25 cents here on the downside. Let's see if we can get that lift, start getting above the 30.38s.
Come on, NVIDIA.
Yeah, and I'm also watching ASTS. This is, the Elon Musk headline is really what's got me interested in this. It looks like it's trying to curl here, stopped at 23. We'll see if we'll see if it ends up getting going here. No position, haven't traded this at all yet. Had a pretty precipitous drop out of the open, so I want to be very, very careful.
Are you long or short Foot Locker?
Long.
Okay, perfect.
One that is going up today a little bit is PLD, but that's a REIT. Just kind of put that out there. AGI, how's AGI doing? Not too bad on gold there. Gold is actually up right now. There's a big push in Foot Locker. Not bad push there, guys. Up there towards 42s. Not looking too bad. We're going to sell some above 30.50s. We'll sell a third of the position and leave the rest of it for a breakout move here. Looks like a good VWAP bounce if we can get it through the 30.50s here.
All right, you're back above 16% gains on those NVIDIA calls.
All right, Nike setting on up here too. And so remember how sometimes, guys, I really like to do like looking at a leader and looking for the laggard kind of trade, right? That's why I'm going after Foot Locker here in the first place. I'm going to really quickly show my charts here. So this is Nike on the left. We want to see Nike take out the highs and Foot Locker follow here. So let's see if that happens and we get that relationship to continue working.
I'm going to try ASTS here. Up, nope. Really bad buy.
It's below VWAP as well.
Well, that I thought it was. I was trying to front run the VWAP because I've got VWAP at 832, and I thought it was going to push. There's a hidden reseller at 828. So if it takes that out, my thought is that it would push to VWAP, and if it has any type of buying volume in there, they'd push it right through VWAP. Not happening so far. Took a little bit of a reduced size here just because this is definitely even riskier trade than some of the other range breaks that we take. So underwater here, if this goes down really to like 815, I'm just going to cut this. I wait for this to set up again. I'm still hoping we get a momentum push that takes out 828. That is absolutely the spot right now. Again, hidden reseller there. So we'll wait and see.
All right, guys. So here you guys are seeing kind of what I looked at in the open there. We are seeing some of these stocks rise that you probably wouldn't expect, like NCLH, CCL, airlines driving up today. Of course, with the news that was given yesterday, that's not what you would expect. So this is what I mean by these dead cat bouncing. I do think this is a daily momentum, maybe not something that's continuing, but like always, guys, that's just the way I'm seeing it, and it looks like that's what's happening right now.
So ASTS took out that 828 and took out VWAP just like I was hoping. I'm in for reduced size, so I actually would like to see a move up towards 850 here. Here we go.
All right, guys, getting that pop in Foot Locker here, selling out 1/3 at 56, keeping the 2/3 position here. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to put up 6 charts here so that we can maybe have all these charts on up here. NVIDIA, SPY down here, Foot Locker here. AMD.
I'm going to close ASTS here. It's ASTS. not as much as I had hoped, but at least it's something.
And
wait for this to set up again.
What else are you looking at here? CEI. Let's do that.
You've got INDO no longer halted.
All right, guys, putting up my 6 charts. If you guys got a trade specifically you want to go over, let me know.
Hey, look, it's Zinger Buddy.
All right, there's Foot Locker taking out through the highs there. You see the 5-minute high. We're about to get through that 57 here on the right-hand side. This is the bottom right. Let's see that continue making moves.
Where was your entry? What was your entry price on Foot Locker? As you get new highs, by the way.
Yeah, first one was 28s, and then the ad was at 24, so I have an average of 26.
Gotcha.
It's not a bad average right now. If we get through the 60s, get close to that 70, I'm going to take another third off and look for the continuation move. That would give us a great win for the day. I could pretty much be done for the day just on this Foot Locker. Looks like someone's calling out RSI, and I am whizzing is looking at Kala. Kala, I'll take a look at that for you. I don't know that ticker name, but I'll take a look. Looks like that's a pharmaceutical name. has a nice hourly support right off of the $1. Could hold that $1, maybe even give you 99 cents, 98 cents, and then come back to that $1. Just be careful though, because a lot of the times when we do get these stocks that pop above $1, they don't hold up there. So either side right now. That ASTS starting to look a little good there, Ryan.
I'm out. I'm out, unfortunately. I think that's 2 trades now that I probably exited a little too early today. I'm a little too quick on the sell trigger.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You know, it's okay. There will be another opportunity. So I'm okay with that.
All right, right there. Just got that pop towards the 70s there. It didn't get over there on Foot Locker, so I'm going to take half of it off here. Just took off some there at 55s. I wanted above 60s. I missed the move right there a little bit, but it could pull back to the VWAP here, and I'm going to make sure at least we're great into the green now. Now the pressure's off. I can let it either break out through the 30-70s or just give the rest of the trade back at break even. Let's let this try to continue to work and work in my favor. These are my favorite types of trades now because essentially it's risk off and I can just let the trade work now. All right, so Foot Locker, I'm not even going to pay attention to it anymore. I'm going to set a stop here just to make sure that I don't have to take a look at it anymore. So we'll set the stop at the 28s level, which is below the VWAP here. So not going to worry about that anymore. Going to try to let Foot Locker work and find another trade for us. ASTS looks like it's about to get through 9 there. That's an interesting one. Also today, NVIDIA starting to turn around a little bit there. SPY turning around a little bit there. Just be careful, guys. I feel like it's going to be definitely a trappy type of day like always.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to get trapped, to be just straight out. I'm trying not to get trapped. ASTS, definitely. They're just pushing this to the highs. They're not giving me a chance to get back in here. Day high break right here again. Real quickly, Q is saying, Buddy looks disappointed. Buddy is not disappointed at all. There is some type of crazy bird activity going on right outside the window. Fascinated. Look what he's done. He's gone into hunting mode, so he's hiding.
Oh, you know it.
Look at the tail. Look at that tail. That is the tail of a cat that is getting ready to pounce on something. And then right outside my window here, I've got a whole bunch of different bird activity. Looks like they had a nest inside the roof. So anyway.
Ferris, how about you just stick around and find out for yourself, my friend? You want to find out if we're good? Stick around, my friend. You tell us. All right, let's go ahead.
What's your trading plan? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, like always. Let's take a look here. AMD sideways action now. Looks like VWAP fades, a bunch of them. You got the third one there, so it should take out the low there. It just took out the low at 107.48. We shouldn't see it back up through that VWAP. If I saw it back to that VWAP, I'd actually start getting a little bullish on it because the people that kind of short off of that should have got that continuation move down. And what ends up happening is you get that deer in the headlights. Should I just take the little profits that I made? And then all of a sudden a squeeze point, right, through that VWAP. Let's see what happens here at the 108s there for AMD. That would be that point right here. When you get to that 108, look for the volume to increase and then get on above that and really start pushing, testing everybody that got short right around, let's say, 108.50s, 108.30s, and then you could also got short, let's say, at the 108.05.
By the way, on the trade setup that we had on OXY to buy those at $50.10, clearly it's $3 above. It didn't make any moves, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this trade. Just letting you guys know. So I'm out.
Airlines all kind of starting to turn around, and these cruises starting to turn around a little bit. Let's see if we get the continuation move. We got pops at the open. That's kind of what we were looking for. But now do we start getting that fade into the rest of the day? Just be careful out there. Still holding that Foot Locker. It pulled back to VWAP, and that was what I was kind of trying to avoid here. A pullback to VWAP is kind of a little bit concerning there. And so that's why I took some profits. So now I can just let the trade work versus kind of being worried about it coming back all the way to my entry and not getting that second reward.
ASTS, baby. That right through 9. Again, really wish I didn't get out of this a little too early. Definitely the problem today, but ASTS, just a massive move through 9. If you took that and you're still in it, it's you're okay to trim this up here. 950 the high on that move through 9.
All right, so if you're watching that, take a look at some other space moves. Could get moving there.
Yeah. This one has the news catalyst on it. That's why it was so appealing this morning.
You've got SPY just piercing through 424.
Taking a look here. Yeah, it's starting to turn around on us. We could get that trade to start turning around. So what I'm going to look at now is those oil trades that supposedly weren't making moves, right? So BRR is one that I really wanted. I kind of had been setting this trade on up. I'm going to take a look at this right now. I might take the shot right here through VWAP. Just seeing some volume going through it right now. I'm getting in, guys. Just got in right there at the 342 mark. 342 on BORR. Let's go ahead. I'm going to add here a little bit there. Just added there at the 342. Now have about double the position that I normally would get here on this BORR. So I'll show you guys this. These are some of the ones that I was looking at. Now we're starting to get that oil type reversal. I can also take a look at some other ones. Look at rig. I'll start going through a whole bunch of these. GBR. Take a look at some of these to start making moves. CEI. 9. Take a look at those to start making moves. USEG. Starting to bottom out there. HP. NE. You got SBR. There's a whole bunch of them. Let's start taking a look. My BRR is already starting to move there up there towards 344s. We're going to look for a push towards 350 and then that breakout right there at the 350 coming in there. One of the things that I do like about this BRR is you guys know how I love to get my time in sales and filter it out. Look at these 4,500 orders going through there. Why are they going through there? People taking shots. What happened right now? 8,000 at 346. We're up there to 348. Let's see if these big boys take this stock and see if it can push through the 350 mark here. I'd take a look at some other oil names too to start changing sentiment. So if you've seen maybe they were sideways yesterday, they can start taking off now. That's what I'd be kind of keeping my eye on.
Or getting a pop there, Mitch.
Yeah. That I could see the volume coming in there. Didn't hesitate. Remember, there was a second there. Yeah. I literally made the decision in less than a minute to get into this one.
What was your entry on BOR?
We have 342s.
Okay, yeah, 342.
Right there, 10,000 shares at 350. What I want to see, volume increasing into the breakout above 350s. Now I should see a big pop when you get through that 350. I'd want it to really start driving towards the resistance. So what are we using? We're using the hourly chart here. So the resistance should come into play at the 380s. 380s first sale, and then I'm going to look to give the rest of it to 4.
We pushed 350 here. I might scalp that through 350 with you. That's the thing. If you're gonna, if you're having the problem that I'm having, where you're selling stuff too early, then it's important that you hit more than one day trade per day. Some days you can just hit a day trade. It's all you need is that one trade.
Out on the Foot Locker pullback there, guys. Foot Locker push me out on the break even. I like to get out on break even on those because the thing that happens sometimes is that I see it go into a loser, and I just don't like that. I would rather give myself an ability to come back into the name than worry about it becoming a loser. So we got 2 rewards there. Didn't get the third one, and that happens. It's okay, guys. We were looking for the continuation move. It's okay to get on out and then look to see if we get a continued move back through the VWAP, and I can get back in the name versus staying in it here, and then it just flushes through 30, and I get a loss there. All right, let's go back to the BRR. All right, there you guys have a little pullback. Don't want to see it below this big candle on the 5 minutes. So let's say 338s right there. Below that, we'll get on out. That would be a 4-cent stop out on the downside. So we need at least 3 times that amount on the upside. So 12 cents on the upside, and we're actually looking for a move to 380s, which is 30 cents. 30 cents and only risking 4 cents. I'll do that anytime. Let's go.
Man, I want to take this Boeing trade to the long side, but SPY is
options.
Yeah, but SPY is kind of below VWAP, and that's the main thing I don't like.
Okay, so Jim's asking about where do I see those volume numbers I mentioned. So Jim, one of the things that I do, and I recommend this for everybody, Ryan has it also in his platform too. It's not like it's only on mine, where you can filter out the time in sales.
Yep.
And I think this is very important for people to kind of get around the algorithmic volume. It's okay to have a regular time in sales window. I usually have 3. I have one that separates, let's say, 3,000 shares or 10,000 shares and above. I have one that separates 1,000 share orders. And then I have a regular time in sales that's showing me all the order flow. What this does is help me signify where I see the big orders so that I can see the volume profile building up in the stock. All right, Foot Locker coming back to VWAP here. If we wanted to take the shot here, it would be off, let's say, 35s and risking off the prior low, which would be around 30.14. It would be about 15-cent risk here. I'm going to stick in this BRR right now because it just seems like the better trade and not trying to get my eyes like, crooked looking at two stocks here. So I'm just going to stay with this BRR as we're looking to push through the 350s.
Yep. Here's 350 up.
It's not a bad look there. And one of the things I like about this one is that it went sideways yesterday. Remember, hourly sideways. I do love charts that do that because when we come back, the rule of three comes into play and you have a lot of time frames, shorter time frame traders that have been stopped out in between, longer time frame traders taking bigger size trading. All right, let's take a look at some of these other names in here. INDO is another one I'd call out right now, looking like it's setting up for a breakout there, guys. Nice big push right now. I'd look for a pullback towards 36, but this is a huge mover and moving fast there. INDO just started moving again. When you see these pops, look how these sideways action here. Boom, up there. That's what I like to see on pops sideways, not down moves. INDO looking really strong, looking like it wants to keep going there.
INDO has just been absolutely wild recently. That has been one of the crazier stocks that we've talked about here. And it's
IMPP also.
IMPP, it's been like every day.
And it can do it again right now. Look at the setup. It has a cup and handle type of setup right now. I'd look for a pullback towards 525s, holding fives, and then a breakout above 550s. We'll see what happens on IMPP. Like always, guys, make your own investment advice. This is not for financial advice, just for educational, so you guys can see how we would go about the trading day. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day is for you guys to learn from our process so that you guys can work on your own. Maybe it applies to your strategy. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see what happens here. IMPP looking to take on off, and I'm in BORR, but we'll see if some of these other ones get moving too. You could take a look at, I'm taking a look at some of these names here to see what's getting on up here. Looks like the bigger oil names are not even having that big of a day. It looks more like I've been talking about some of the names in kind of the drilling industry or refining industry. So take a look at some of those. We'll see what happens out of here.
You've got NVIDIA finally over 226, trying to go for high of day. Q's trying to help it out by going above VWAP for now.
Real quick, Kindred Duke, man, BBIG, great trade on that for you today. That is absolutely through that resistance point. That was the one that I actually sold on. Went through, back tested it, and pushed through it there. Awesome trade on BBIG. You're rolling on that one. High a day looks like I have high a day 239. I have prints at 239. So 240 is going to be the VWAP standard deviation to the upside. So I think you might get a continued pop if you take that out.
There's a good push in Foot Locker there, guys. Going to miss this trade off of that back through that VWAP look, but that's okay. I'm all right with missing some of this trade. One of the things that you would want to see is Nike take out the high, right? So let's say if you are still in that Foot Lock trade, you're looking for the 129s to break through on Nike here and showing you a move towards 129.50. That would show me, okay, yeah, the industry is still pushing, and an industry leader like Nike leading us up. Also, you got Crocs making a move on up there, guys. So if you guys see the Crocs, let me know.
More buying in BBIG.
You've also got more buying in NVIDIA. Those contracts are now up 30%. Scale out as you've got NVIDIA high a day right here.
Nice
and
job.
I am going to, thank you. I'm going to take a small size here on Boeing. This week's 185 calls. Is that what I got? Yeah, 185 calls got filled at $2.50. What an ugly fill.
Yeah, that's over the.
Yeah, that was bad.
Not a bad one though. Not a bad one. I'm glad we were watching at the open. That was
I
perfect.
like that it held VWAP and now it's coming up. It held the 180. It is a weekly, so it is risky. And there's NVIDIA now up about 34%. Scale out. Matter of fact, I'm going to close some contracts here. I'll let you know exactly what I get filled at. Don't screw me.
Spy pushing, guys. Spy pushing. Let's see if it gets through 426. That's the level that I would start getting a little bit more bullish here.
660 out some of NVIDIA for profit. There's Boeing trying to fly once again.
Well done.
Oh, I didn't even intend to do that. Thank you.
Okay.
I promise.
Sure.
What they all say.
Boeing took off. It's flying. I didn't mean to do that, Boris. Sorry.
NVIDIA is taking off and flying off the shelves. You've got NVIDIA now. Those contracts are moving. This is where IV increases, so you want to take advantage of that. Nice move there.
All right, looking at
got Q's helping as well.
Looking for a pullback AAL, seeing some big boys step up there at 1449, 18,000 shares there on AAL at 1449. Of course, he was looking for that breakout above 1450. It rejected off those levels. I'm looking for him to feel a little trapped here, let a little tick come below VWAP, and then I'd get it into the party. That's 1440s. I'll risk off of 1430s. And that's why I use the psychology of the big trader. You never know exactly what he's thinking. The only thing you can do is kind of go off of those orders to kind of give you levels to pay attention to. If you look here, it was just 2 orders that went through at 65,000 shares. So essentially 2 orders that were probably stacked at 120 or 130,000 shares at 1447. So back through that level, I'll get bullish. If it doesn't get back through there, we're not going to get bullish here. So we're looking for the little tick below VWAP and then a quick scoop through that 1450 on AAL.
Kendra Duke out BBIG. Nice trade, my man. You had that pegged right here. A huge sell wall at 240.
You know what we call that?
Great trade for you.
You know what we call that? We call that a money drop for my man Kendra Duke. Let's go. Let's go. Money, 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 money.
Love it.
Money. Let's go. Let's go.
And the best part about that, I think what I like the most about BBIG is that this was not a call from us. This was you spotted that. You spotted that, shouted the call the entire time. I tried to follow you, didn't really do well, and then you just crushed it. That's what I like to see, man.
Money,
Absolutely
money, money.
Absolutely love that. We rolling today.
Let's go. Let's keep going. Yes on 9. I was taking a look at 9. I was taking a look at it. I do like it above 450s, guys. Doing? It needs to get above 450s, though. Let me know if that you know what? I'm keeping a closer eye on it here. I like AAL here if we're going to get the SPY to come back up. It's doing exactly kind of the move that I was looking for, which is a slight tick below VWAP and then looking for a recovery of the 1450s. So watching this BRR, it's just sticking around there. All right, let's do it. I'll take the AAL. Took it there off the VWAP there, guys.
BRR or BORR?
BORR.
Okay.
Board drilling.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that 350 spot to fall.
Just got in AAL there, guys, for the trade that I literally one of the things that I hate when I do is call out a whole trade. It literally goes to the key, and then I don't take it, so I had to kind of execute there. I just took it off 1441 when we recovered the VWAP right here, looking for it to take out 1450s. Want the volume to increase like we saw it there last time, showing us that people are taking the swing there. We'll see if it goes and blows through that 1450, getting up there to 1460. All right, now I need to start putting 3 charts up. Also like 9, but I'm waiting for it to move a little first. Like maybe Bohr kind of lead my way, and then I'll be looking at that one.
This is what is this? Day 4 for 9, day 3 of the big moves.
Yeah,
so,
it popped too much, I think, off the earnings early yesterday. It came out in pre-market. And so sometimes when you have those earnings, they just run way too fast, right? Like you just can't catch them. So I'm looking for the earnings to have been good in investors' eyes and them catch it now after a day of sideways action.
ASTS might set up here through 9. Kind of want to take a stab at this, but I feel like I'd be front running right here. Here it comes, though. And they pulled it. They pulled it.
All right. So
That's why I didn't want to front run on it.
symmetrical triangle on AAL building on up there. You got the 3 highs already, higher and higher lows. Let's see the trend continue. If that trend changes, we could get out. That's below 1430s, right off of our risk here. So that's a good level to go off of here. We'll see what happens on AAL. I'll show you guys that trade right here. Right-hand side, symmetrical. Look how that's looking. Look at the 15. Look how that's looking. Then you go to the 1, and you can see how we just went above, ticked below that VWAP. VWAP is right here in the middle, and now we're looking for a breakout above. We'll see if we get that. And keeping an eye on 9 here. BORR, looking for a push above the 350s. We'll see if we get that look. All right, LAC, strong bounce yesterday. Yeah, I'm taking a look at LAC. I've been seeing it off the bottom there. I've been seeing also talks being mentioned about lithium, but there's also concerns about the supply, right? And I think one of the things that happens there is that the demand is needed because of the EVs, but are the EVs being produced right now? And the question is, I think the answer to that is not necessarily right now. I mean, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Teslas coming on out, but I mean, Fisker still hasn't come out with a vehicle. Lucid's barely come out with some vehicles. And if you take a look at some of the EV players, I mean, the ones that we're all looking at, it just doesn't seem like I think that they're going to be massively producing this year. So I don't know how good the lithium play is going to be over time. Just talking about the story mainly here.
Let's take a look at NVIDIA on the hourly.
Like that fake out there in AAL just needs to pop through now 1445s. For BORR, we're going to get a little bit closer since we're in this other trade here. We're going to put our risk at 340s. Let's hit a stop there. Stop limit with 337 on it, so 3 cents. And then it'll get me out if I need to here. So looks like we're getting a little pullback right now.
Yeah, ASTS is really kind of flirting with that 9 line. It popped through it. They just refreshed the seller on it though, so still not in this. This one's moving around just a little too quick. Setups are coming a little too fast for me, but still watching it just in case that actually pushes.
All right, how'd the SPY do? Did it do a little fake out, or did it continue making the move? There you go. That's what I want to see. I want to see it take out the highs here. Trying to be flexible today. Look at some more upside move. Snap pushing, says Chris Woods. AEM says Matt Whitemore. So you guys can take a look at that. SoFi? I don't know about SoFi, man. I think too many people are trying to call the bottom on it. I hear that. I hear SoFi mentioned all the time, and
yeah,
it's just been bottoming. And I feel like, you know, when you see stocks like that, there's just no point in even talking about them.
Mitch, it feels like I'm fighting the tape on SoFi. Like that, like wanting to go long feels like I'm actually fighting what it keeps doing.
There's always the question: are you wanting, hoping, or wishing? If it's any of those, it ain't gonna go well most of the time. Let's just be honest.
Hopium.
Yeah, and that hopium, man.
Hopium. Do not trade on hopium.
It's common to get. Like, I can't blame you. I can't blame you, dude. Like yeah. That's where I think, like, you know, some people talk about these topics and they act like it never happens. No. It happens all the time, guys. That's why we talk about it all the time.
Absolutely.
Like, if you act like it never comes to you, I mean, let's just be honest. You're just a liar. It's like saying you never gotten FOMO, or like I've never lost on a trade.
Dude, I fight FOMO every day. FOMO every day. How you could? I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah, if you could say it's never affected you, I mean, do you even like money?
Do you even like money? ASTS through 9 here. Popped pretty good. Not in it though. Had a reduced size scalp early in the day. Not in this right now.
See what happens on AAL. We're back below VWAP and testing the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. You could get a wick here, so make sure that we kind of close towards that 30. I think you might get a test there where it gives you that wick. But if it does get below that, I might get out on this trade. At least it's a small loss here. It'd be about 11 cents there. SPY trying its best to take out the highs there. We'll see if it gets through here. You see here on the 1 minute, look at this little flag pattern it just built on up. It's trying. Can it get through there? We'll see what happens. Yeah, if you're in as a 5-year stonk, it's not a bad one at all, John. I think SoFi is a good company, and that's the important part there, right? The fundamentals will eventually match the valuation. I think that's what matters. At some point, that's going to meet up. And when that meets up, then you should see the stock start coming back to rise. But until that happens, I think that you see decline in SPACs. That's the same thing that I'm going through with Genie, a company that has all the data in the world, all the partnerships in the world, fundamentals making sense. But at the same time, when will the technicals come back into play? This is something that you need to ask sometimes. That's why I always say that I like to combine variables in my approach. Story, fundamentals, and technicals, especially when you're looking at high conviction swing trades. That's how I like to approach it, because sometimes it just doesn't align. Maybe the story's there, maybe the fundamentals are there, but the technicals aren't showing you that upside. FOMO is my middle name, says Zen Bullish. FOMO Holics Anonymous. Yeah, Hex, I go there like every week. We should have that, Ryan. We should have a kind of open chat for FOMOholics Anonymous,
where we just talk about all the stocks that ran and how badly we want to get into them. Stocks that are up 100%.
Exactly. How much FOMO did you have today, and how did it affect you?
If you pilot that, you let me know. I got stories. We good. I'm sure we're going to be fighting it every single day.
All right, guys, really close to stopping out here on AAL. This probably 1 minute candle is going to determine it. If we get a close below 1430s, I'll get on out. If we test it here and then just quickly scoop back up, that's actually a good look. So we'll see what happens here. Symmetrical triangle. It is cracking right now, but we want to see if it closes here below it.
Aaron is asking, can I get Zunaid's opinion on laser call contracts March 18 on the 750?
Laser call. Can you give me the ticker? Is that
LAZR?
Excuse me.
Luminar.
Oh, LAS. We're talking.
That's what he typed.
LAZR?
I don't know if that's the right ticker. He typed LASR.
LASR?
I don't think that's it. I think it's LAZR.
Oh, it might be LASR, but anyway, what was here? I'm sorry. Can you pull the
9, guys? I'm going for 9.
1750 on the March 18th.
Yeah, it looks like it's LAZR based on the price.
Long 9 here, 1440s.
Yeah, LASR. Dude, you've got 0 total volume today, so I'm not gonna think it's that. I mean, it's a complete YOLO. I'm not sure there's anything there.
Enlight Inc. is LASR. Yeah, I don't.
I gotta get out. AAL losing a little bit here. Saw some slippage there. Out there, guys. 26. Little slippage there. Wanted to get out at 28. Well, not the worst slippage, but got out of there. AAL. SPY did such a fake out right there. Just be careful, guys.
Well, the SPY needs to clear out yesterday's highs.
Yeah, there was a big order there that the SPY just filled. I wasn't watching the tape there, guys. Maybe someone was watching the SPY, but look at that. Bam! breakout, wham! Right back through the 1 minute support. We'll see what happens here. I mean, definitely some movement there. Do you guys stream Monday through Friday? We stream Monday through Thursday. Sometimes we stream on Friday, depending if we don't have all access. But we're always at least in the chat there for all access. So just to kind of answer that question. Let's see what happens here. SPY. What a flip down there, man. Glad I got an AAL. That thing's starting to look like it's cracking down there on the right-hand side. You can see here, we got out right here on the breakdown. And that's why you don't hang on, you know. One of the things that you got to do is understand your levels and don't get upset when you get out, guys. Understand that that is a good thing. Give yourself, especially if you're a beginner, a pat on the back. Be like, okay, that was my out. I listened. I executed. All right, in 9 and BORR here still. We're going to see if we can get through here. Support is right at the VWAP there on BORR. Looking for 9 to get through here. Got in there at 440s right here on this pullback after that push towards 447. Let's see if this takes out 447 here and really starts moving. And that's 9.
I'm going to take a day contract here. I'm going to grab on SPY, ticker SPY. I'm going to go ahead and grab a small size here. The 426 calls I got filled at $2.01 as it's bouncing off of VWAP. I'm hoping the 425 is going to hold here. Again, that's the 426 calls expiring today on SPY. And the reason I took it is because it's trying to bounce off of VWAP, and I'm hoping that'll hold support and make its march towards 427s.
Looking at it, you like I said with SPY, we really want to take out yesterday's highs. You get that contract might run. Which one was that again, Zunaid?
Sure, it's going to be the 426 calls expiring today. Now, those contracts are already up 15%. So there's a nice little scalp. And again, I know there's a stream delay and things like that, but like Mitch and Ryan always say, understand why I took this trade. Bounced off of VWAP. We say that like a broken record all the time, and that's a quick scalp if you wanted it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and scale out some here. Oh, and the price drop. I'm not going to scale out anymore. I'm going to wait. But I am going to have a limit order out there at $2.26 to scale out some.
All right, seeing a lot of volume build up here in 9 here. 5,000 shares, 436, 5,800 shares at 440. Then you see a bunch of other 5,000 orders at this 38. We want to see the pop through 450s. That's really the look that you need to see.
Yep.
All right, scaled out some on SPY contracts at 226. Holding about 75% of the position now.
There's Jeff D's. What's going on, my man?
The D's. Do you guys trade forward at all? Sometimes. I mean,
we traded forward when there was a huge run up around
EVs, yeah.
EVs and Rivian IPO, and then we played some after that as well. So yeah, we do. By the way, in these SPY contracts, look, these puppies are going to move because they expire today in like 7 hours. So make sure you keep a tight stop. Make sure your position sizing is appropriate to what your risk tolerance is, because we need this to hold VWAP and run towards the 427s. Doesn't mean we're going to get it. You're trying to play the odds here.
Stopped out there, BORR, 4-cent loss there. Not mad about it. Gave myself the chance there for the big breakout. 9, it's going to be 419. It's getting really close to it now. We're getting definitely turnarounds here in these stocks here right now. A lot of that is the SPY holding right now up at the top of the range. So we'll see what happens there if the SPY breaks out towards the upside there. Looking at 9 to see if I'm going to get stopped out here, but I'll let you guys know. Now, looking back at it, really happy I took those profits in Faloona.
That's why we scale out.
That's why you take sometimes, especially early gains. I got no problem if you're a day trader. You're just like, well, that's a nice early gain. I'll take that.
That's kind of what was going on with me. I wanted to get green on the screen on the day trades early. I wasn't feeling great about continued runs, and I ended up selling the positions a little too early. I'll live with that, though. I'm green on the day today nicely, especially with some of the other stocks that I'm holding that are moving up. So it is what it is, right? You know, I know that there's going to be another setup for me to hit. That's one of the things that keeps me going. I know I'm going to be able to try this again. So if I get out with $100 profit or just something really small like that, That's the lunch money. You throw that into a jar, that's going to build up over time.
I'm going to go and scale out some more NVIDIA here. Now I'm going to cut my position size down to holding 25%. I'm going to get out here. My fill is $7.15, thankfully. Thought it was going to drop on me. $7.15, scaled out more NVIDIA as it tries to break high of day and goes towards that 230, which I expect to be resistance. 25% still holding. We got in those at $4.95 and have scaled our way out. SPY, you're maybe up 2%. So if you're uncomfortable, you don't like the move, took on too much risk, go in and get out. Boeing holding 181, still in those contracts as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to go and take a couple more here, and I got filled at 195.
The dogs are barking, and the dogs are barking out there, guys. It is definitely more of that risk-on type of day. I don't know if Jay's in the chat. We were talking about that in pre-market prep, how it could be one of those days where it's just kind of risk-on right now and making good gains out the gates. I mean, there's stocks that I would say are pretty much as bad as it gets and making big moves on up today.
Nick, congratulations on making $800, man. I know you and I talked about that. Hey, percent gain, what do we go for? If that hits your daily target goal, dude, go ahead and, call it a day. Go hang out with the family, take a walk, work out, whatever. Don't try to overtrade because you will give some funds back, man.
That always happens, man. Overtrading kills me, Zunaid.
Yeah, and make sure you journal how you made that $800 as well.
And another thing to understand here is one of the things that I like to do also is, let's say, set yourself a weekly and monthly goal. I don't like the daily goals so much because sometimes that drives us to do other things. But one of the things that I would say is have a weekly goal. Let's say if you make that weekly goal on Monday, there is nothing wrong with taking the rest of the week off, my friends, and just being like, well, I made my weekly goal. Let's keep going. But what most people do is they think, okay, can I double the weekly goal? And the real question is if you're a person that you've been taking statistics on your trading, you'll see it. It's very unlikely that you're going to double that weekly goal. But one thing you could possibly do is maybe get it up to like 1.25. But if you're pushing those levels, what ends up usually happening is you get back down below that first reward mark. That reward, when we call it 1R and 2Rs on the week. If you can make 1R every week and just keep doing that, that's going to do is that's going to keep you in the mathematical probability. Don't ruin it for yourself. Don't try to always push the limits on the mathematical probability, because what you end up doing is you ruin the equation overall. You start pushing way too hard on one side and your strategies don't match up to the way you're actually trading. That's the one thing that I've seen a lot of traders do. Like, it doesn't match. And if it doesn't match, then you're not doing the right approach to rewards with your system.
All right, things are starting to take off a little bit here. Officially at 50% gain on those NVIDIA calls, and now you're up about 13% on those SPY calls. I will say I expected those SPY calls to be a little bit juicier, but we scaled out already. We're going to wait for about 427 to be tested to sell some more of those SPY calls.
All right, looking good here. At least 9 recovering here, so I didn't get stopped out of that one. That's the only one I'm in right now. But looking at some other trades to see if they're going to start making a move. I like this Foot Locker now to go back after Foot Locker here. So I'm taking a look to see if the SPY is going to really push on out. That's what I need to see, but it just seems so trappy to me here that I might not even take another trade until the SPY figures out what the hell it wants to do.
What's going on?
You get them, buddy. You get them, buddy.
You see, look at his face.
You get them. Look, the head down. You know that's the deal.
He's going for it. I mean, here, let me see if I can.
Next thing you know, we're all buddy out the window now.
Birds in the tree out there. And see that little.
Whoa, what'd you say?
There's 2 birds in the tree.
Buddy fly out the window. We don't want Buddy flying out.
No,
it's close. He ain't flying out anywhere.
My cat would do it, and he'd probably land and be like, "Oh, that didn't bother me."
He wants it so bad. He doesn't know how to get out there, though. And these things, see this little hole? These birds keep flying into this hole. It's driving him absolutely mad. But it's hilarious. They are fat birds. Jeff D's, I think they fattened up for the winter because it's cold outside.
Yes. Buddy's trying to murder that like button.
Oh,
Let's
he is
go.
trying to murder it for sure.
All right, guys, we'll see what happens here. SPY is turning around a little bit there. It just seems so trappy right now. I have no idea where it's going to go. And this is what happens a lot of the times with the SPY, especially as of late. 9 finally back over VWAP here, guys. Let's see if this can really start making moves. This was one of the, at least for me, one of my top watches today. Let's see if we can get that push. What I like is the volume. You see how the volume increased right now? That's a good look. Now we're up to the 55s, 60s. Let's go. Let's go.
You've got Tesla, by the way, flirting with 850s. I'm not going to play it, but just calling it out for the folks that are interested in that.
All right, let's go. Let's see what we get into this one. I'm trying to get some. All right, what I like about it now, guys, on the 1 minute, 280,000 shares there in 9 coming on in. What does that show me? I'm not the only one looking at this bad boy. Let's start seeing 9 to see if it keeps running. 480 is going to come into play. Once that starts happening, we could take some profits into the 490s. I think this can get above 5 easily today. So let's give this some room here and see if we can get a big winner here. There you go. 465 showing on up, guys. 470s. There we go. Now we're starting to get moving here. Bum, bum, bum. 9 making moves, guys. 9 making moves.
The oil plays are moving, guys. 9, HUSA, USEG, ENSV, they're all moving.
I am telling you guys, keep these on watch, guys. Look at that one, the USEG. I was talking about it. Look for the pop. Boom, guys. 15% on that pop. Let's take a look at some other ones. I'll call them out for you guys. GBR. Look at GBR starting to move there. Look at let's take a look at all the ones that I have. HP, that one still hasn't taken off, so you guys can watch that one. See if it starts taking off eventually. Rig was looking for a breakout of 5, just pulled back to the VWAP. Look to see if that one pops right back on up through 5. And SBR, let's take a look at that one. A nice pullback action. We'll see if that one gets up there towards 61. Best one I'm seeing right now is USEG and 9. IMPP, how's that doing? Still making moves. That IMPP. Another one, INDO. Yep, there's a nice push there in INDO. We were looking at this one.
I'm telling you.
It was going sideways off the VWAP there. Now it's really taking off. All right, there you guys have it. And now seeing the breakouts coming.
IMPP.
INDO is looking like it's about to halt, man. This thing is fucking ripping. Stead 15% in the last like 3 moves there.
NVIDIA trying to break high of day. Come on.
Boom,
and there
baby.
is high of day on
There
NVIDIA.
Boom, shakalaka.
And there's Tesla. Look, this line was drawn well before that even got there. You can see a little bit of rejection. Let me see why I drew that line. Maybe because of that candle. I should start putting notes on to why I added certain lines.
You should use Benzinga Pro for that and use the notes feature. That's
I should do that.
The notes.
I
the
should
notes.
do that.
It's awesome. Zunaid, you talk about journaling a lot. That can also double as a journal. You can note your entry, your exit, what happened, what you were thinking, and then maybe even like the macro conditions surrounding that particular trade.
I definitely should do that.
Jay, you're right. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. I just speculate.
Yep. And then we play the odds. That's what we do, right? I mean,
yeah, I speculate.
It's like, hey,
the odds.
where is it gonna go? Where do I know I'm wrong? Where do I know I'm right? Speaking of which, what's going on with CEI? Did I miss a lot of profit? Yeah, I missed some money on there, but I'm still hanging. I'm good. We made money on this trade. I think it was like $80, $100. How much did we make?
Roland, I've been using
$100.
the notes. It's great. I'm telling you, those notes are super helpful. I use those as well. Jeff D.
Oh, you know what would be sick? We have a call later. You know what would be sick, Ryan? If we could sync up our TradingView account with our Benzinga TradingView account, and then whatever notes you add, you end up seeing if you're on the site itself. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of requests for people that are TradingView subscribers should be able to log in and get their premium TradingView in Pro. That has to do with licensing and all of that. But yeah, bring that up. Let's talk about it. Let's at least set the stage. We'll talk about it and see what the
I am adding it to Asana right now.
Let's go. I'm shorting Asana right now. ASAN. Just kidding.
Oh man, add task.
All right, looks like some people bring in ASTR up. That's not a bad one to take a look at. I know we were looking at ASTS, but ASTR, Astria space starting to get moving there. Could be a sympathy type of move. So good call out there. I appreciate you bringing that up. If you look at the hourly, that's a good move there. Normally, if I wasn't in 9 and really going to be focused on 9, I'd probably even take that trade. ASTR, you see it right here, guys. I'll put it up in the full screen. Look at the hourly chart. Why I like hourly charts, guys. You get away from all the bullshit. Let's just be honest. And so look at this chart right here. That's as good as it gets there for a bullish setup. So now you're going to see if it holds down the support. The support, it just cracked through on the third time to break through, and that's a good look. You got 1, 2, 3. So as long as it holds down this low here, this 355, you should be good towards the upside, at least get towards resistance 375. Those are the setups that I like. We'll see how this continues to make moves. And one of the things that you're getting is a sympathy move in some of the other stocks here, ASTS. And then so if you see this one continue to make moves, you could see this one follow.
Looking for USWS to break through this 193 spot. Big seller here. Looks to be refreshing. Going to have a real tight stop on this in case it doesn't work, but hoping that we actually push through 193 on USWS.
All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely a little bit more bullish today, so it could wreck me, but I am going to grab some Tesla calls. I'm grabbing the 860 calls expiring this week. I got filled at $13.80. God bless my money today. Why am I doing it? Because I see the resistance at 854. I like the trend so far of SPY consolidating. My stop out would be below 844. Again, I am in the 860 calls expiring this week. I got filled at 1380. And please, no one speak in terms of the Fed or any of that. Please, just wait for my trade to be over. I hope they can hear me.
They will probably ask you for your opinion as well.
My phone is on loud. Let me know what's up. By the way, are y'all happy you don't get those crazy notifications? I know y'all are happy. I adjusted. By the way, NVIDIA, high of day, currently up 56% on those contracts. And waiting for Tesla to make a move.
Waiting for my Slack to wake up, so
yeah,
maybe I should short Slack.
It's not just you. Slack's having trouble today. It's actually working better on mobile than it is on desktop, so keep that in mind. But
speaking of Slack, I need you to check your messages for me, Mitch. Why are you ignoring me, Mitch?
I can't.
I sent you a message yesterday. It hasn't been working for 24 hours.
Well, I mean, I don't got any message.
Yeah, let him know.
Is it a DM?
I just said DM. Yeah.
Is it a DM?
It's DM. Yeah.
He slid up in there.
Shit, I literally
DM'd you and I tagged you,
off.
bro, rude, bro.
I moved off there.
Rude.
It looks like it was 11:04 a.m. I was live and I said no. That's I'll push.
There's a remind me thing, right? That's what you got to use, bro. You got to use that reminder.
Gotta use the remind me's, bro. Gotta get it right.
You've got Tesla here trying to get above. Man, if this can get above 860, I think we can fly. But obviously, we needed to do that. Let's see what my SPY contracts are doing, because that's the only one that... Oh, nope. SPY contracts are green as well. Up about 5% on those.
To add or not to add on 9?
I see Nick in the chat. Lost $56 on 9. F that, time to walk away. Walking away is sometimes the right move. Don't force it. If you feel like you're forcing it, don't. Just walk away. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. We need some data, man. I agree. You and me both.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
You and me both. Let's just say that.
I'll tell you why I need that, but yeah, no.
Well, we all need it, bro. Let's just say that. We all need it. So yeah, I'll get to that. No worries. Let's keep going.
NVIDIA, baby, come on. 63% on those contracts. Please scale out. Please, for the love of God, scale out on those.
Oh, yeah, I like how one thing is, you guys have been hearing me bearish, like pretty much like for the last 3 weeks. I had that feeling today. There's going to be a little bounce there, little bounce action. I think this will be the last dead cat bounce we get until we break through those SPY lows. But I think this is the opportunity, and you're seeing it in a lot of stocks today where you're getting those big bounces. The question is, of course, always, is this the bottom? You're always going to hear it. Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? I personally am not trying to call the bottom until I see the market breadth change. But we'll see what happens there. And right now, it's looking like what? Everyone's going to be having that a little bit FOMO action here. So you're seeing that action continue. Everyone's like, oh, I missed the bottom. I missed it. No one knows the truth is if the bottom's in, guys.
Let's see what AMD's doing.
Tried to take the USWS break. Did not happen. So out.
All right, got looking for 9 to continue. Was looking to add there at the 441 area when we pulled back to VWAP again, but I didn't want to take a shot there of just keep adding. Let's just let the original position work here. Look for that big gainer today. See if 9 really starts moving, and see if we can get a big win. We'll see. We'll just stick around and give it a chance.
All right, you've got AMD. One of my alerts went off as it was crossing 110. I'm not going to grab AMD here because it's already moved up, especially if I've already got a sweet, sweet price in NVIDIA. I'm not going to touch it. Those SPY calls are up 8%. Again, nothing to write home about, but, do what you want with that. I'm still in the Tesla calls as well, hanging out.
All right, liking that 5-minute hold there of VWAP. If you take a look here on my chart, I'm showing you guys 9 right quick. See how we're getting above that and starting to hold on these pullbacks? That's a good look. If we take out the highs here, get another volume pop like we saw here, that's going to give it real conviction that we can get through that 5. Let's see if we get on up there, really start pushing in this stock. Candyman saying IMPP. Yeah, it's probably keep going, man. That thing's been a monster. INDO. Yeah, that one's another one. I mean, they're very similar. They're kind of leading this move that I'm looking for at 9. How'd my Foot Locker do today? Oh, it's setting up here. Setting on up. Should we take Foot Locker again, guys? What do you guys think out there? You guys liking Foot Locker? Let's see the likes. Maybe if I get enough likes, I'll take another shot on Foot Locker.
I don't think you're taking a shot today then.
Why not?
What are we at?
We need to get the like game up, bro. We got
I don't think we
771
got
people.
the like game up today.
Let's go. Let's get it up there. 236, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get this up to 400, guys.
It's literally the thing that helps us the most. It's going to help the stream. It's going to help the algorithm. And it's going to help the stream get found.
Yeah, one of the things is we don't want to ever get to a point where we want to charge for stuff like this. So the way that you help us is just by smashing that like button. Literally, like you just look down, you see that one button. It don't hurt you. Help us out. Hit the like. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Let's go. Don't test my luck, says somebody.
You're up about $100 per contract on those Teslas. But Mama didn't bring me to the US for no 6% gain, so we gonna hold. I don't know where I come up with this stuff.
I don't either, man.
Why somebody gives me a mic for my day job and my night job? I don't know.
I'm in it, baby. Foot Locker, baby. Let's go.
Foot Locker for you here.
Jumped in it at 342. Let's go. Not going to lie, I was a little slow on the trigger there. I wanted 338s, but I said I'll take the 42. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
see what's going on.
So this is a 15-minute pattern here, guys. So 15-minute pattern here, holding the support there. Now we got a closest support that we can go off of. We can close up here towards the 322s. Last fake out to break down there. Now we're looking for a breakout above the 3057s. We got in there at 42. So right here, literally we could just draw the circle right now. And we're looking for it to hold the 22s on pullbacks and get up there through the 3050s. Let's see if we get that lift. And then you want to see a continuation above that because we've gotten a lot of rejections up in that area around 3054. You want to see it get through there and continue through. If the momentum slows down, you can just take the trade off.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and scale out half my size. I have 4 contracts on Tesla. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 of them off right here. Got filled at, come on, give me the fill, give me the fill. Got filled at $15.70. Thank you. Thank you for filling me on the bid. But anyway, I'm out half my size there. So that's about a couple $100 per contract, close to. Still going to hold the rest.
All right, Nike holding in an ascending wedge there. We're going to look for it to take out the highs there. That would be a good move above 129s going towards 130. Dun, dun. All right, let's go ahead. Let's catch up with the chat. I'm seeing a lot of talk in the chat. Let's go ride. The dogs are barking out there. Who Let the Dogs Out Today is definitely the song that I should be playing because, man, the dogs are out there. Everything that was kind of gotten smashed lately, bouncing up a little bit today. Question is, of course, will they continue to hold? Nobody knows. We'll see what happens. Nike cutting supplies to Foot Locker and Champs. Yeah, I mean, that's not the reason why I'm trading it. It's because the industry is going up, not because of, let's say, a specific catalyst from Nike and Foot Locker. But we'll see if this can continue to lift. It's setting up, and that's all you can do is just take setups a lot of the times. I mean, you never know where things are going to go. You never know when you're going to be right or wrong. You just take the trade.
So Candyman Trader, you're done for the day. You hit your goal. Now you're going to go for your, quote, real job, which is to make candy. And you'll be back at it tomorrow. You're more than welcome for the show. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for participating, and would love to know what kind of candy you make.
I was just going to say, if you actually do have a candy business, shoot us a DM with your link to your site, whatever.
Right? I need some candy.
Let us know.
Zunaid looks like he's ready to pound some candy right now.
What you mean? You call me fat?
No.
What are you saying? You're not been working out. Yo, hold on. You know what? Now we going to flex. Hold on a second. Hold on. No.
Uh-oh.
No, hold on. Hold on now.
You want to flex?
No, chill. Not that type of flex. Relax. I ain't there yet. Where is the camera? Hold on. Where is, man, I got so many tabs up. That flex, man. Inshallah, one day. But I see you flexing.
Oh, man.
Flex on, baby.
132 minutes. What's up?
What is that?
Wait, this is Fitbit. It tells you how many zones I've been working out. You know how many times? Look at that. I've been working out 6 of the past 7 days. You know what I'm saying?
I work out.
Ow. By the way, if you see me with no beard tomorrow or one of these days, it's because I'm taking pictures like a before and after to see face gains. So, don't freak out if you see me with a baby face. I'm saying.
Whoa, baby face Zunaid. I'm going to be worried about that.
You know what? Maybe tomorrow I will. It's just like, I don't look good with no facial. You know how people say facial hair is a man's makeup? For me, that is true. All right, let me not. I've
never heard that until today. But
no way. Yeah, they say facial hair is a man's makeup.
Okay.
And yeah, no, my double chin definitely agrees with that. So we gonna figure it out. But anyway. But yeah, Candyman. Let me know.
Candyman.
He's gone, man. We missed our chance.
The Candyman.
Well, we told him.
He gone. He gone.
He's Willy Wonka, bro. Come on.
Oh man.
He's in the chocolate factory.
I thought he was gonna show that bank account. Nah.
That'd be hilarious to call him and have him be like, "Hi, it's Willy."
Hi, it's Willy Wonka. Just you need a golden ticket.
Oh,
Can I get the golden ticket, please?
I need to trade futures, man. If anyone knows a solid futures trader.
Whoa, we lost Ryan.
Oh boy.
Camera down. Buddy coming in. Camera down. Camera down, guys. Camera down.
Oh man. The camera went down, the market's coming down just a teeny weeny bit.
I'll leave him off the screen at least if he fixes his camera, but I enjoyed that. Look.
Keep the beard and just work out. I am working out, Jeff. I just want to see better face gains, which obviously is the reason I want to shave, just to get that picture. Because I used to weigh 190 in January 1st, and now I weigh about 174. So we're working our way down.
All right, there's a pop there in 9, guys. 9 starting to get moving here for us. I'll show you guys that chart. That's what
Buddy's starting to get moving too.
Yeah,
Look,
what happened was there wasn't enough buddy emojis in the chat, so he just tore my setup down.
Sorry
About that.
That makes sense.
All right, guys. Foot Locker coming back through VWAP here. Going to look for an ad right now. There you guys have it. Just took an ad there. Going to look for a breakout above that 30.50 there. Taking a little bit more of a shot since I have a good gain on Foot Locker. But we'll see if this kind of keeps going on up. 9 is the one really right now where I'm deep into the green, just letting it work. One of the big things here is the 5-minute pattern held very well there. Breakout above the trend, then a hold on that pullback. So now we're looking for the continuation move. Where could we see some resistance into yesterday's support? That's what we ran into right now in the 70s. Above that, you think you get above the $5, and that's where I really think you get this stock moving. So let's see if it gets back up there.
Jesus H. Christmas, awesome name, saying, anyone needs some wine? Making wine is my night job. Yes, I'm a huge wine guy. I need
He is. I can be honest. He is. He's not lying here, guys.
I'm not lying. So yes, I need those. You get at me. We figure something out. I'd love to try the wine that you make. I'm a red guy.
Serena said she'll join. She said, let's get it going, tasting. Let's get some dark chocolate. There you go.
Man. Elite Trading says you guys are on one. Yes,
that is for sure.
The gains are flowing through us right now, and a lot of crazy
Island boys.
All right, he's had a little too much wine. I don't know why I'm pointing this way. By the way, I have no idea why I'm doing this.
Am I
not like he's hanging
am I in the
out
closet?
here.
Am I in the closet, Zunaid?
I'm about to put you in the closet if you say that one more time.
No, to tell you the truth, those Island boys. I mean, I always see them. Everyone tries to fight them. No one wants to fight them.
Oh,
they don't want to fight back. I don't know what it is.
Hey, shout out to them. They've done whatever they needed to do to get some clout, and working for them.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, if anyone knows, I'm sorry, real quick, Ryan, if anyone knows of any like fake tattoo type stuff that I can test out, because I want to get a tattoo, but I want to like see how it looks before I do it.
There's sleeves, man. You can get like whole sleeves.
I don't want a sleeve. Relax. My mom would beat me and send me back.
Well, we're talking, henna tattoo sleeves.
Let's
go get some henna tattoos, bro.
Bro, I've been doing that since I was 12. I want like I don't know. But if anyone has a website, y'all let me know, because I got a couple of things I want on my wrist and my arm and stuff.
Thrifty, like the Island boys rugging people, man.
I don't know what that means. What's that mean?
You don't know
scamming?
Yeah.
No. I know what a rug pull is. I've dealt with that a lot. Well, but
same thing, right? I mean, just think about
it. Does that mean scamming? Is that what that means?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
All right, guys. Looking at this Foot Locker here, we'll see if it breaks 20s here. Guys, did I get the likes at least for this? We're at 349. Let's go to 400.
Uh-oh. Chat's starting to get out of control now.
As are we.
Good point.
NFT
this
project
is one of those days
hard.
where you see that you see the time right now, right, guys? Let's just say Zunaid and Ryan haven't even wanted to go. They're having a good time, guys.
This is what happens when I get my steps in.
Yo, full disclosure, time for full disclosure. I never really want to go, but I have responsibilities that I need to adhere
to.
to.
He said, yes.
I don't ever, if I could sit here all day and trade with you folks, yeah, I would do that.
Awesome. If Benzinga said, yo, sit here and trade 8 hours, I'd be like, dope. So, Jason, if you're listening, Luke, send that contract, baby.
Hey,
send
dude.
The contract.
What do you think I'm for, bro?
Nah, but you need partners. See, you have other cool friends to hang out with as well, right? You've got Spencer, AB. You bring on all those CEOs and stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's it, bro. We get in there. We get in there sometime soon. Gonna have what? Live trading with Benzinga all day long. Woo!
See?
Gotta make that money though.
Can we have multiple streams?
That's what we need, bro. We need to put. We got a membership. You guys smash on up. Look at Miss Whitehorse. She's a member. All right, guys. Time for lunch, says Gary Life, and I can't blame you for that. I agree with that. I'm starting to get hungry right now. I'm
starting to lose money. Oh no, never mind. We good. Boeing is my
for extra likes, Jeff D's. I absolutely love it. I love it.
We appreciate it. Boeing's my only negative trade, which is down 4% right now. It was up like 7%, but obviously like I said, Mama didn't bring me here to take no 7% gains.
My man just yelling hack. He's on it. He's trying to hack.
Is that a ticker?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
cybersecurity ETF. Cybersecurity ETFs just going sideways right now, man. You see it here. Hack. There you go, man. I covered it for you at least. I don't think it's doing anything, but maybe you're just long and you're looking at it. It's not a bad approach. I mean, nice kind of bottoming action. This is what you call an inverse head and shoulders here at the bottom. But if you go a little bit deeper time frame, you're going to see kind of it's been trying to find some support, but I really think this is kind of coming closer towards 52s. One of the things that you did get, though, is a massive amount of accumulation in the last 2 weeks. You can see the volume pop, right? And so that definitely some people are taking this on the long side, but you're not getting much reaction out of it. A lot of times when you see the ETFs, look at some of the bigger stocks in it, right? What is actually making this stock move? Where are the actual stocks that are in this? And some of these, I mean, it has like BlackBerry in here. Like, so some of these are going to be going down when some of them are going up. I say you take a look at the holdings, watch the holdings so that you can learn how hack really moves.
You've got a tweet coming out apparently about the Gigafactory in Berlin.
Oh, I thought it was Island Boys.
Nah, we're going to leave that up to you. Hopefully that'll give Tesla a push. Again, I don't know how old that news is in terms of, when the market news about it. That tweet came out 3 minutes ago, I believe.
All right.
But come on, Tesla, we need to make a move. SPY making a move.
Tesla.
All right, everything's moving. Boeing's going down. So I won't say a joke there, but if you like the trade, it's right near VWAP. You can grab some contracts here as I am down 11%. And if it breaks VWAP, if it breaks 181, go on and get out. But that's where we're at right now. SPY trying to top high a day here. Close to it. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, what I usually do when I'm tracking like an ETF or like let's say maybe I'm in an ETF, I'll take watch of the 3 top names in the ETF. Usually they're around like 8%, 5% of the ETF. And why am I watching those names is that I want to see all 3 kind of into the green to kind of give me a little bit of a lead, being like, okay, well, all 3 of them are in the green. That's about 20 to 30% of the ETF itself. And so that gives me a little bit more of that upside look. It's not going to be 100, but one thing I definitely tell you guys to do is know those top 3 names in the ETFs so that if you see them all down, it doesn't make sense to trade to the upside. Let's just be honest. And so that's how I kind of approach it. Let's see, maybe 2 of them are on the upside. One of them is in the red. Okay, and so I'm feeling some conviction, but not as high conviction as, let's say, if I saw all 3 names ripping. All right, taking a look at this Foot Locker. It doesn't want to keep pushing here. Might just cut it here, guys. It would be about 14-cent loss here through the 22s. If it cuts through the 22s again, I'll probably just get on out. Should get on up there towards the 35s already, but that's how it is sometimes. When I get a little bit sometimes what's called a ticking time bomb, where you're in a trade and you're just like, well, it's just not going in my direction. And if it continues to fight my direction, sometimes it's okay to just get out of the trade and not even wait for your stop. I think sometimes you're going to see that you come back and you're like, oh, well, I missed that trade because of it. But I'll tell you one thing. If you're in a trade and your time frame was like, I'm going to be in this for about like 15 minutes to an hour max, and then it gets past that, you're like looking at an hour, 2 hours hold. The longer you hold positions, what does that mean? Doesn't necessarily always mean that you're going to get a higher reward. It also means that your risk is still on, essentially. And so there's always a battle here between what is too quick to profits and what is too slow to profits. I think there's a battle there that you got to try to find what works best for you. How do you find that? Data, guys. If you're not taking it, you ain't going to find it.
I don't know if we can whack the market in the head, but you just missed Buddy whack my computer in the head.
I can do it.
My camera and my microphone, you know what? And all types of stuff. So
where's that market? Where's that market?
I'm gonna add to my Boeing position here real quick. I'm gonna add to the 185 calls. I got filled at $1.84. Why? Because it's hanging out around support of 181. I really need this puppy to hold, otherwise I'm gonna end up taking an L on this trade. I've already added it once, and there's a second ad again. SPY needs to break high a day here, help Boeing out, and I hear NVIDIA was coming down a bit. Well, yeah, look how far away it was from VWAP, and what I tell you, that 230 is going to be resistance, came back down. Now, this is a decent spot, not the best spot, but a decent spot for you to grab some calls if you didn't get a chance to do so. Stop out would be below 226. But I wouldn't, and this isn't the best setup. I think Boeing and SPY might be a little better, but, you know, do you. Do you, boo-boo?
All right, over at 700 people watching here. We got 369. Guys, let's get to 400 here before 11. I'm going to start getting these guys on out of here. At that time, you guys smash the like. We'll be having beginner trading joining us in a short minute there at 11. I'm going to go ahead and send them that link. You guys can start wrapping on up, seeing what you guys are seeing in the market and how the SPY is moving. We'll see what happens. Dun, dun, dun.
Come on.
Our chat's having fun today.
Out
too.
Footlocker there, guys. Just going to respect what I talked about. 3022s showing up again. I'm out.
What a weird question, Mike. What was the question?
It was pretty hilarious, actually.
Oh, I just read it.
Yeah.
Just to mention it, still green on Footlocker.
I'm not gonna lie.
Still green on Footlocker, just small green now.
Oh, man.
9 is the one that I'm looking to see if it's finally going to really break on out. I mean, I could have taken like a $30 gain on that first pop to 480s, but we're looking for a bigger gain here. We'll see what happens in 9. Dun, 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 dun. How's the SPY do? Some more trappy action?
Oh,
here we go. Now it wants to come up. Now it wants to come up. Now the SPY wants to make moves up.
Come on, baby.
There we go.
Option squad going to need to wait. Hang on a second.
All right, I'm gonna take a look back at AAL, like some of the reopening trades. They're starting to look a little bit better here.
What brokers can you link to TOS?
There's AAL coming on
TOS
back
is
there
a broker?
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mean Thinkorswim? I mean, did you mean Trading View? I don't know.
I think.
But here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here's SPY trying to take
Here's
out
SPY.
yesterday's high, which is what I was saying the whole time.
question is, does it? It's hard right now. So stocks like LUV setting on up, AAL setting on up. You can look at CCL that's trying to push through the high there. NCLH also trying to push through the high. We'll see if it continues to run. These have been holding pretty good.
All right, come on, market. Come on, Tesla. Man, it's been a minute since I played Tesla on a damn Wednesday. Come on.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't wish
The
nothing.
volume isn't great today, right? I'll be honest. We've seen moves. We've obviously taken a lot of positions. All of us have. Volume, I don't know. Moves, I think we've seen some solid moves here today.
So yeah, I mean, there's volume in individual names that we've been trading, a lot of the junk stuff that we've been trading, but the overall like SPY and market, no, there hasn't been a ton of volume.
There you go. Can you have a different broker than TD and use? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, like I use E-Trade, for example.
Yeah.
And if I wanted
100%,
to,
yeah.
I can only use TOS for charting.
I mean, I use brokerages for execution. I don't use them for charting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Busy
yeah, there you
B,
go.
I remembered. See, Busy B, can you have a different broker than TD and use TOS charting? So I actually know somebody that does that. They have a TOS account that's real time, and they actually execute their trades via another broker. So they do all the charting on TOS, but when it comes time to place the trade, they do it via another broker. It's not automatic. So
Yeah, I'll give you some insight on that, guys. If you guys want to have full access to anything that TD has to offer, if you put at least $50 into the account for, I think it's like 1 month of holding, you can get access to everything they have to offer. Even what I like on TOS that I recommend any new user use is their it's not paper trading, it's the replay button. I don't know, I forgot what they call it. On demand. They call it on demand. So on demand is such an important feature to have. It's a little bit
really
laggy, but it's very well to like look at like strategies and go back to trades being like, okay, so how would I execute this if it happens again? Look at the time in sales. Look for those big orders that I talk about. You can do this all on demand. And so if you haven't ever done that before, or maybe you're just starting to get really into the trading game, I tell you guys to check that out. I used to do that on weekends all the time because I want to see patterns repeat. And then when I see those patterns, me be able to execute in the intraday.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out some positions here before we go. I'm going to go ahead and close out my Tesla calls. You're up about 18%. That's about $250 per contract. By the way, it looks like Khalid, hopefully I pronounced your name right, or Khalid. You let me know if I'm wrong. Made about $3,500 on Tesla. You are absolutely welcome, my man. Congratulations. Awesome. Hold on to those gains. Make sure you scale out all of that. Boeing is the one trade that hasn't really worked for me. CEI. See, I do it again, Ryan. CEI has worked well. SPY worked decent. NVIDIA absolutely was 60% gainer. I'm going to close out of all of those just because, you know, we're about to leave. But yeah, I hope you guys made some gains, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
There goes WWR. All right. On that note, I'm out as well, Mitch. Good luck. Today was fun. We're going to be right back at this again tomorrow. Smash that like button, folks. We'll see you later.
See you later, my friend. And Jay, you're talking about is there a watch shortage? Well, one of the things is you're seeing what? You know, some of these precious metals move in pricing, right? And so, like, let's say like gold going on up would do what to watches that are gold, right? They do increase in value. So like I talked about earlier, I talked about that I learned in school something that was called an underlining asset. So the underlining asset in watches is a lot of times what? These precious metals, silver, gold, right? Those are the things that you see common in watches, right? Platinum, all this going up in value should essentially bring these watches up in value. Now, of course, this doesn't always relate hand in hand into the stocks, right? And so this is why I think you're seeing Fossil push up a little bit, but also why you'd see, let's say, like stocks like Movado or something like that moving on up. Let's take a look at here. Movado, you see how that's moving on up today. We'll see how these kind of continue to push there. But definitely Movado is an interesting stock there, guys. Let's see how some of those other luxury goods are performing here. Looking to see if Foot Locker finally gets going there. Now it's starting to push on up there. Looks like it stopped me out there, and now it wants to get going. That's fine with me, guys. I won't be upset about it. Keeping my eye on that 9 here to see what happens, see if I can get that next lift on up through the 480s. We'll keep that one on watch. Of course, if it comes down below our entry, we'll probably just get on out. We've gotten a tick on our entry, but we haven't gotten anything that really get into the pressure zone. I'm seeing Love falling there. Looks like SPY is being a little trappy there. Rejected from the breakout there. Was pushing on up like it wanted to break on out. Now rejecting hard there. Just be careful in some of these names. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to the one, the only, guys. You know, one of the things that we like to do is get to other traders' perspective. Now we're going to go ahead and bring on John London from Beginner Trading. If you guys haven't seen Beginner Trading, this is a YouTube channel that live trade every single day, just like we do. And that's what it's all about, guys, is trying to be transparent out there in the game. So let's go ahead. Let's bring him on here. My man, John London. What's going on, dude?
What's up, Mitch? How you doing, brother?
Hey, it's good to have you on, man. Definitely. It's good to, like always, bring other traders on, especially other traders that are kind of working at the same game that we are on, right? I mean, we're all trying to get towards the next level in our strategy games and learning, whether it be day trading, swing trading, or investing, right? So, John, let us know a little bit about your trading and kind of what you've been working on lately.
Okay, yeah, for sure, man. Excuse me. So I've been mostly trading the SPY and the Q. You know, I really like trading these because they give pretty consistent volatility. And so I'll day trade the SPY and the Q pretty heavily. You know, I recently scaled up. I'm trading a $30,000 account. I recently scaled up to where I'm generally shooting to make anywhere between like $100 to $200 per day for wins. And if I'm losing, I have this specific system where I try not to lose over $150 a day. One of the ways I do that is from, you know, I think a lot of traders romanticize the opening bell. You know, a lot of traders get really hyped up about the open, but it can be one of the most risky and volatile times. And so I try to let the trend play out for like 10 or 15 minutes before I actually attack the SPY or the Q or any large cap stock like Apple or anything like that. Because you know how it goes, man. Everybody always gets really hyped up about the open. Everybody's really pumped. And I get it. I romanticize the opening bell too. My heart starts beating. You hear the opening bell. It's just a good feeling, but just really risky part of the day. So I trade very small. If it's in that first 10 to 15 minutes, you know me, I usually scalp like VWAP strategies, volume weighted average price strategies. And, I trade small and I try to build up a cushion in that first 30 to 45 minutes, and if I can build up a cushion of 30 or 40 or $50, then I swing a little bit harder into that cushion. That way, if I lose there, I'm kind of back to square one. I'm not taking a big drawdown in my account. And if I do make money there, then I'm going to have a much bigger gain on the day. And that's kind of how I lower my risk in my trades. Today, for instance, we had a losing day. We're on a green streak prior to today. We made money for 4 days in a row. We made about $400 in the last 4 days. So we're hitting our $100 goal. But then today, man, the SPY was really choppy in that first hour. And so we just didn't have that favorable results. Once we hit over $100 in losses, we scale down dramatically. And that's kind of the risk measurement, parameters that I'm using to try to lower my losses, not have these big drawdowns, but also put in consistent profit.
Agreed. Now, one of the things that you said right there after the first 15 minutes, what are you looking at after that first 15 minutes to kind of give you, okay, this stock is on my radar now that it's opened up and done such and such?
I'm just looking for obvious moves. I'm looking for an obvious trend. And so I'm using the volume weighted average price. If the stock maintains above it, then, generally it's maintaining an upward trend. And we just want to see confirmations of that. So we want to see like pullbacks. If you look at the SPY here, you can see it pulls back to, what I think is your volume weighted average price, which is that yellow line, correct? Mm-hmm. So it's pulling back to the volume weighted average price and it's bouncing directly off of that level. And so it's confirming the specific trend that it was in, which is an upward trend. And then once we do that, I'm more likely to attack pullbacks to that level. And then you can even use like the low of the previous pullbacks as a risk area. So like if it breaks underneath that, you could just cut it and get out and then just keep kind of rinsing and repeating that upward trend. I scalp. And so I'm taking like 30-second trades, minute long trades and just kind of rinsing and repeating those pullback buys until it stops working, which is inevitable. It will stop working eventually, but if it works 3 out of 4 times, that's still, 75% accuracy, and which is kind of what I'm showing in the system as well. So it's been going pretty well. Today's the first loss, so trying to just cut it and move on, but it's tough.
Hey, that's how it is, man. One of the things is whenever you open a new account, it's always fun to get those first couple trades into the green so you can at least get the pressure off. And then when you get that first losing one, it's more like the realization moment, right? Like we're not going to always have green trades. So let's go back towards what got us there in the first place. Let's get back into the green. Let's focus on the strategies. And I will be putting out a link in the chat, guys, if you guys want to check out more and more on the strategies that John uses. I'll throw it up in the chat here near the end so you guys don't miss out that link. Definitely we're seeing the SPY kind of be a little bit choppy today. I've had these like bigger ranges here. Been looking at like kind of the daily, like what was a breakdown of the first level, which was at 428. Now we've been seeing that 420 kind of area hold. And, I think these are just bounces, and it's hard to like keep, let's say longer term trades on here. I don't know about you, John, but I definitely have been realizing that, damn, long-term trading right now is just difficult, man.
Oh, dude, it's been tough. I'm a huge wimp anyway. So like even if it's the best market for long-term trading, I all the time, every day on stream, I'm like, hey, I'm going to try to hold this long-term. And then like an hour later, I'm cutting it, So,
yeah, man. I still remember you and I both should have gotten into Bitcoin, but
yeah, for sure.
We didn't pull the gun.
I remember Mitch told me, this was like 4 years ago. Mitch told me, buy the dip on Bitcoin to $3,500. Buy the $3,500 dip on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at $43,000 right now. I should have listened to him, man.
Let's just say sometimes I can't listen to my own advice.
Right, me too.
Hey, that's how it is, right? Sometimes you know better, than what you actually execute, just like in
Right.
trading, right? I mean, sometimes we know that, all right, so like we should not hold to these levels, and then we get crushed. And then we learn from those moments. We're like, okay, yep, that was definitely one of those moments where I knew better,
Right.
but I didn't listen, right? I
For
mean,
sure.
and this is what it always comes back to. I mean, there's never a perfect way of trading. And I think you've gone through plenty of different strategies to find that out. But it's always about what you see back in your data, right? And that's I think that's the reason why you're more into your scalping now.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's like it goes like this. So there's two different ways you can go, especially in day trading. You can go high risk reward or high reward to risk ratios, like 2-to-1, 3-to-1 reward to risk. But with that said, if you do that, you're going to have a lower accuracy rate. And if you go with a 1-to-1 ratio, you're going to be able to have a higher accuracy rate as long as you're trading the right strategies. And so you really just got to figure out what kind of trader you are. For me, I'm skeptical. I'm a huge wimp. I take profit and cut my losses really, really quickly. And so what do I look for? I look for like a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio with like a 70 or 80% accuracy rate with my scalps, as opposed to somebody like Mitch sometimes and like others who might be a little bit more patient than I am, and they can really capitalize on that larger reward to risk ratio. But there's a direct correlation between the two. You're not going to be able to run a 5-to-1 reward to risk and a 90% accuracy consistently. It's just not going to work. But you can run a 50%.
Don't we all wish?
I wish, man. I wish. But you can run like a 50% accuracy rate or a 60% accuracy rate with like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, to where you're still 50% accurate, but you're getting so much reward relative to your risk that you're still banking money. And so either one works. You just got to figure out what kind of trader you are, really.
Definitely, guys. Got close to stopping out there at 9 on that last pullback there. Looking at this one to see if it really starts running. We've been watching this stock, John. I don't know if you've heard about this one.
Oh, 9 went crazy yesterday, bro.
Yeah,
Absolutely crazy.
it was a lot of that crazy move, and a lot of what I've been looking for is this pullback closer towards this 419. It's holding well on the hourly, looking for it to really start taking off. I had a little push there to 480. We'll see if we can get that another drive. One of the things that started this was a huge volume push at 1030. Let's see if we can get that next volume push here. Another push would be like, let's say if we can get back into around here, let's say like 600,000. If we can get 600,000 on this 5-minute candle, really push up through there, I'll be feeling confident about 9. Let's see what happens in that one. Now let's take a look at maybe one of your trades that you maybe made earlier in the week, or maybe a trade that you did today.
Okay.
If you want, you can share your charts so that you can show it off yours.
Yeah, so yesterday, I love shorting the SPY. I'll look at Monday, though. I think Monday was probably my favorite day of the week. We just had such strong volatility here. Let me pull up Monday's trades on the SPY. I can even put my actual trades up here. So hold on, let me.
Yeah, don't worry. Set it on up here.
Yeah.
I'll talk about 9 while you're setting it up.
Okay.
Here's 9 starting to push towards the 460s here. Starting to see at least a little bit of volume leak in here. Let me see if I can see any bigger orders stepping up. There's 23,000 at 465. You guys know I love to point out those big boy orders. There's 5,000 and then 23,000 going through there at 465. I want to see if we can get now through the 480s, not break through that 450 on the downside, and see if we can really start breaking out here.
Right. Okay, so I'm ready whenever you are.
Boom, you're up, my friend.
Okay, cool. So yeah, these are my actual trades from Thinkorswim from Monday. And just to show you guys how I trade, like I'm waiting for a trend to confirm. Like I said, this is exactly what I preach about, which is I'm waiting for that first 10 to 15 minutes to pass. And I'm not pushing anything in that first 10 to 15 minutes, because you can see the volume weighted average price here on the purple line. And I'm just waiting for a specific trend. I need trend confirmation. A lot of technical trading is just about how obvious something is, right? And so you're looking for obvious trends, and you need to wait to attack something until it's the most obvious it can be. And so you can see once we get that downward trend, once we get the SPY here maintaining under the volume weighted average price, that's when I really start to unload my trades. And you can see I trade very quickly, very short term, but I'm scalping these moves. And so I'm attacking that downward trend. I'm waiting for it to pop back up to the volume weighted average price. I'm shorting it, waiting for it to test lows again, covering, waiting for it to bounce back up, shorting it, waiting for it to come back down to test lows, covering. And I will say, just to put this into perspective, whenever the SPY is maintaining a trend like this, or any stock really, it's really easy to make money. What's not easy is when the market is like today sometimes, where it's just choppy. You know, a lot of traders can make money and a lot of traders are profitable when the market is favorable, but they have these big drawdowns in their account when the market's not. And so part of the battle of trading is just conditioning yourself not to push too hard in unfavorable markets. Even like today, you can see if we keep scrolling to today's trades or the Tuesday's trades, we did a very similar thing. You know, we kept attacking these trends, and you can see, you know, this day was a little bit tough, but we were able to end green. I think on Tuesday we made, or yesterday was Tuesday. Yesterday we made like 40 or 50 bucks, which is still fine. And then today we had our losses, but you can see it was just a choppy day, but we traded less, which is good. I'm proud of myself for trading less in these choppy markets. And today we lost like $100. So, you know, we got 3 out of 4 green days. $100+ every day for the most part that we were green, except for yesterday. And, you know, we started this last week, so it's been going fairly well. But yeah, we're just attacking trends. And so if the market's good for us in terms of trend, great. And if the market's not, we're just going to try to slow it down, if that makes sense. And not bad. You know, I think I got to push. If I have a critique of myself here, I think I need to push a little bit harder on days like Monday, because whenever we get trends like this, even if we're shorting the market, there's just so much money to be made. I could have kept attacking this trend all day until it broke. And if there was a hole in my game on this, I think I should have just kept trading. Hindsight's always 20/20, but yeah, I think I got to get a little bit. I'm like I said, I'm a huge trading wimp. And so, you know, once I'm green, I'm cutting it. You know,
I mean, I can't blame you. That's one of the things that I learned the most last year is really how to look back at your trading and realizing there is so many times where let's say you have like one stock that's doing well for you or something. And for me in swing trades, sometimes those stocks just hang around. I used to have like a 20% sweet spot. Now that's gone down closer towards 10 in this type of market.
Right.
But I would have a lot of stocks, let's say like at 15% up or 13% up. And I wouldn't take the profits a lot of the times because I was so stingent on I want the 20%, right? And I'm going to 5% risk it, right? But there's a point in time where the overall market can flip on you and turn around your trade to where this is the time where the rotation is going against you. And even though, you know, you're looking for 20% on the upside, if the overall market is going against you, I learned at least last year, a lot of my swing trading, that I need to cut the trade. Just take what I got. Because just watching the trade go from 15 back down to 0 is not the right move.
Right.
Because what you're doing is you're just pushing the limits of what's going on in your strategy versus what's going on in the overall market. Those are two different things. And I think that those are the things that you always got to keep in mind. And also your industry. Your industry does matter. I mean, for day trades, sometimes we see certain industry moves where, like yesterday, solar, literally every single stock in solar except one out of 17 names that I had went into the green higher than 5%.
Wow.
Those are days where you could literally just just slap that buy button,
throw money. Yeah.
And what you do is you increase your probability because you got the market going in your way and it's not just one stock going in your way. When we have those days, if we can be traders and recognize those days early, that's how you see the big traders make their money. Let's just be honest,
100%.
because they catch those momentums and they know when to really press that gas pedal. It's like having a huge engine. Like you have like an 800 horsepower engine. You can't just press the gas to the floor. Let's just be honest. You'll just burn out and you won't go anywhere. So there's certain times where you just have to ease in a little bit, see that you're getting the reaction, then press the gas pedal. That's what I've been noticing. And then don't be afraid of hitting the brake.
100%.
I think that's what you noticed today, John. You're trading, and then there's a certain point where you're just like, okay, this is the time. Just break on. I'm good for the day. I gave my shots, gave some trades. And if things don't work out or things don't completely go in our direction, it's going to be way better to come in the next day with a fresh mentality than fight the tape.
Right. Exactly, man. And it's also about trading the right share size. It's
100% on that.
I see a comment here said you're making or losing 100 to 150 bucks on a $30,000 account. I think traders are misled a little bit. Listen, guys, if you make $100 on average for the most part in a $30,000 account, if you make about $100 a day, you're going to be making what, like 80% a year, something like that, like 70, 80% a year. The S&P does what, 10% in a year? And so you better believe, guys, the larger you trade, the larger the risk is. Like, don't get fooled by people trying to act like you should just be making 500% in a year on a $30,000 account. Like, this is my $30,000. I don't want to lose this money. The larger I trade, the more my risk is going to ultimately be. And so don't get misled. It's very difficult to make 50% in a year, let alone 80% plus. And anything over that is pushing it, in my opinion. But it is subjective, I will say. So, y'all do what y'all do, but just be careful. You don't have to trade huge. You don't have to trade large. There's nothing wrong with trading small. And, I would say shoot for a percentage. With me and my $30,000 account, I'm shooting for 50% a year. If I can make 50% a year, I'm happy. I'm not going to push more than that. Day trading especially is very difficult to scale, especially when you get up to larger numbers. And so maybe with $1,000 account, you could scale it. But once you get up there, it's tough.
Yeah, one of the things is you're always going to see those percentages being mentioned and thrown around on, let's say, Twitter. But let's just be honest, guys. If you can even just make 20% in your account every year,
You beat the market.
compound interest, beat the market every year, you are viewed upon as one of the top traders out there. Don't ruin that for yourself. Don't think that you have to be a 120% trader and think that that's what day trading is about. I can tell you right now, those are the people that majority of the times are blowing up accounts. Why? Because there are what we call heroes. If you play the hero game, I'll let you know right now, you can be a hero, but a lot of the times those heroes turn into zeros.
100%.
And why? It's because they keep playing the hero game. There's one thing playing it once. There's one thing like testing your money and just being like, you know what? I'm a YOLO right here. See what happens. If it goes in my way, it goes. Who knows? But you can't do that every time. Because if you do that every time, let's just be honest, you just go pop and goodbye goes your account.
It's over with. One bad trade trading that large can just be done. And it's like, if you want to have longevity in trading, you need to trade small relative to your account. Like Mitch said, if you're beating the market, if you're making over 10, 12% in a year, you're doing better than a large majority of other traders. Don't get fooled into thinking you need to trade larger than that. The only people really doing that are people trying to look cool on the internet. And it's not about looking cool. It's about gains. And so that's what we're shooting for.
How I got around that is I stopped doing the excessive share size. The excessive share size helped me, and then diversifying my money. I never have 100% into one position. And I think that's also another thing that you can learn in day trading. I think too many day traders, they swing their full account in every damn position. That's just not the way to go about it, man. If you're using $30,000 on every position or $50,000 using all your leverage, guess what? You're going to see the biggest roller coaster ride of your life in that P&L. And that's not what we're here for, guys. We're here for consecutive gains and looking for a system that can play out over 100 trades versus 10 trades. And that's another thing that I think a lot of traders struggle through. They take 10 trades and they think that they have a full sample size.
Oh, it's tiny. It's
tiny.
That's tiny,
Man.
You need months. You need years, really. You need months. Definitely months. I would say, like you said, hundreds reasonable. Once you get up to like 200, 300, 400, then you can start planning with that system. But 10 is nothing. 10 is luck. I'll put it this way: the martingale roulette strategy. The basic premise is you double your bets each time, and so you have to lose 6 times in a row to lose. You will lose 6 times in a row. Like, you'll lose 600 times in a row, or 6 times in a row. It happens. And that's why it doesn't work. And it's the same with trading. Like, you got to have consistent profits. It's not about just one coin flip. It's about a lot of them over and over and over again, to where you can favorably bet on probabilities,
Yeah, got a good comment here by Nick in the chat. He's saying, Mitch, another thing I learned is to enjoy the losses as well, because the emotional crap that I went through during my massive losses day was too much to take. Now I enjoy them because it's education. It's such an important thing to get over that in life. We look for winning and losing to be like the determinant of result of your emotions. So your results should not really be looked at as winning and losing in anything in life. It's about the what, not the who's there. And so one thing that you got to focus on is how you're going about things, not the result that you get. Because how you're going about it, the process that got you to the result is more important than the actual result.
It's the journey, man.
It's the journey.
You know?
And you'll hear this all the time. It's cliche, but if you really look at your journey, you're going to start realizing that, man, I just need to just have confidence in myself, build systems, test them,
That's right.
and execute. That's what trading's about. Don't make it too hard on yourselves, guys. And you know, sometimes you're going to catch big wins. Sometimes you're going to catch some losses. But if you can come back to one kind of system, it's definitely going to help you guys out. And another thing is never be afraid to add a new tool to your game and always learning. I mean, I see it all the time. If I looked at John's trading now, from where I've originally traded with John, we used to trade on beginner trading, guys, just to give you guys some insight. And I've seen such a change in even John's trading. And that just goes to show you guys that you always are working to improve it. And it's about experience a lot of the times. There's very few of us that are going to come into this game and just get it in like the first year. I'll just be real and honest.
Tiny percentage. And if they do, it's luck a lot of the time. You know, they
let's
don't
be
ever want to
honest.
admit it, but yeah, it's luck. You know.
All right, guys, 9 moving a little bit here. We'll see if we can continue getting the rip here. I'm going to keep holding, looking for a $5 breakout here, guys. This is going to be the trade of the day, 9 here. We talked about it before the open. Coming into the close here, 11:27. We'll be getting out of here at 11:30. Going to wrap up here with John. Appreciate you, like always, having a little deeper conversation. And let us know. Did you guys appreciate us going into a little bit deeper psychology of trading? I hope that you guys got something out of it. And if you didn't, I mean, just hit rewind. I'm pretty sure there was something there that you guys can build off of. So appreciate you, like always, John. And if you guys haven't done so before, definitely check out beginner trading. I'm going to throw up that link that I talked about here, guys. If you guys want to check out the strategy link video here, check that out. Check out the other videos that are on strategy on there. I think you might even find me on there sometimes. So just go and check it on out, guys. Beginner trading. Thank you, John.
Thanks, brother. Have a good day, y'all. Good luck.
Like always, we'll have you back, John. Thank you. Like always, guys, smash that like. I'm seeing a lot of likes in the chat. Up next, we got Benzinga Live coming with time to buy Netflix. Is it? We'll find out on Benzinga Live. Definitely check it on out, guys. We'll see if Netflix is, a buy time. We'll see. There's beginner trading, guys. If you guys want to click on that profile to check it on out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the trading action today. We'll see if we can continue to see this 9 lift on up. We've been in this one since the 440s, now into the 480s. Let's see if this continues to push and gets that breakout through the 5. There's a big order on EDGA at 494. And so this is sometimes what we look at, right? Those bigger orders. Look how there's 100 there. There's a little bit of a wall there. Once we go through that wall, we should be able to get to the 5. We'll see if we get through that 494 level there. All right, that's going to do it for us. Let's take an overall look at some of these stocks. How did we do in some of the areas today? Look how basic materials really taking on off. I know a lot of people were looking to see if basic materials were going to turn around. I said be careful with a gold pullback and a coal pullback, but I still like some other basic materials, and it looks like we did good in chemicals. Chemicals, a good lead up today. Building materials and steel. Steel is one that I really like today. Missed the move in X after the week opening, but you can see here, I'm going to continue watching these steel names. I do like these. STLD is another one that I'd give. Steel Dynamics doing well today. Cliff, you can take a look at. NUE, I liked all these today. We'll see if these can continue to run, and those are some steel plays. We did get some pops in some software names today, guys. So if you're taking a look, of course, being led by the move in Bumble, but Bumble's actually pushing on up into the day, even though it had a good earnings report and already made a move in the pre-market. It continued to move on up there about 13% into the open, up about 40% on the day. Dave, software technology name, trying to keep pushing. We'll see how some of these software technology names continue the day and continue to move forward. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY is starting to top out a little bit there near the 426. We'll see if this can continue to run or do we get a turnaround. Qs also for the SPY, I'm telling you guys, I'm a little concerned because we're starting to get closer and closer to the def cross. Def cross is when you see this the yellow line cross the purple line here. And so I'm going to pull this back a little bit so you guys can see it. It's right here, guys. It's really close. It's trying to cross on over. That would be a real bearish sign here for the overall market. Of course, the Qs did this already. You can see the def cross here. And what happened 2 days after? Boom, you got some knockdown there in the Qs. So let's see what happens. And you don't want to see this separating further in the Qs. You want to see it actually coming back to it. Of course, best trade of the day is going to be that 9 trade. I'll keep in it until we get at least above 5 for the first profit. Then I'm going to look for a breakout above 5 to continue going to 6. And that would be a massive gainer today. We'll see what happens in 9. All right. Definitely, John is a good guy. And one of the things I love about it is always transparency. That's what it's about. All right. CEI being mentioned by melting down. You guys can keep an eye on that one. We're going to go ahead and wrap on up. We got over 600 people watching this. Definitely smash on up. Do you invest in Indian or Chinese markets? Nick is asking me. No, I don't. A lot of that is I just don't know how those work, right? I'm trying to learn our own markets and how those work first. Eventually, I'll probably get to more international markets. Sue is asking about MULN. I'll take a look there really quickly. I like the pullback that you got today. Nice bottoming actions. What I always look for in sometimes intraday or even dailies is I'm looking for those bottoming actions, right? 3 bottoming actions and then an attempt to break down that support one more time. So if you look here, you got 1, 2, 3 times. You pop off of this, you actually break below it, and then you come back and you hold it. To me, that 117 now looks good to hold. And I take a look at the hourly, and I want to see an hourly pattern also being around the same level. 117 resistance here, being support hold here. And you're looking for a move back up through the resistance. I'd say the resistance is closer towards that 135 on the upside. Not a bad one to take a look at. MULN. Let's take a look on the daily. Daily has a little bit of a curve action, trying to get back on up to this resistance, but definitely getting off the ground there. The question is, does it come back towards support and break that Harmy or continue to make a move up? Here's the move in 9, guys. I'm about to sell out some of this profit into the 95s here. Let me go ahead and try to sell some of this here. Trying to sell some here. I'll let you know when I get filled here. Out there, 86 there, 86, so not too bad there. Nice 46 cents on that first amount of shares. Half of it sold there. We're going to look for a continuation through 5. Definitely got some selling up there in the 490s. We'll see if it can continue to making moves. Not a bad move there in 9, getting on up there towards a high there of $5. All right, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to bring you guys over. It's overtime already, so please do me the favor. Get on over to Benzinga Live. Let the boys know what you guys think about Netflix. Do you think it's bullish from here? Do you think it's bearish? Find out why the guys are looking at Netflix today, and I'll see you guys next time. Like always, smash that like, and we'll keep it going, guys.